dragon lines a power from below. I can't explain the reason, but it's a calling that I know. I feel you as you lead me on the paths of your veins, across your mighty mountains, your rivers and open plains, your rivers and open plains. I ride upon the eastern breeze, the power of the air. My thoughts soar high where the red kite flies, its spirit takes me there. I spread my wings, circle round the sun. I look down on the dragon lines where the kite and the dragons are one. The kite and the dragons are one. My silent friends, the spirits of the trees, they gently guide me deeper to the doorway that you leave. My roots reach deep to the earth down below, where I journey on the dragon lines to a place that I know, to a place that I know.
Hello, my darlings. Hello, and good evening, ladies and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me again on another BS Talk. We're here. Whoa, should have stopped that one. Guys and girls, I'm actually on another stream. I am on a stream by a YouTuber called The Man. Oh God, I forgot. The Man Golden Dragon. Daman's Golden Dragon. Daman's Golden Dragon. He will be starting his stream by about 8 o'clock. I hope everyone can hear me. So he will be starting his stream around 8 o'clock, and I will be, I am literally on his StreamYard right now. For what you can see is actually his StreamYard. He's going to kick that off at about 8 o'clock. Hopefully he won't play any copyright music so that I don't have to mute my stream on that point. But it doesn't matter. I'll mute it if we must, or do something else. But either way, that's where I am. If you guys want to join whichever, I'm going to be live here anyway for the entirety of the stream, so it'll be like a multi-stream situation. He'll be streaming on his, I'll be streaming on mine, and we shall crisscross, I guess, crisscross for life. First and foremost, I want to say some shout outs to the early birds. Thank you, Debler, CCD, Cheeky Jobs. Actually, CCD, you're not a mod. I will make you a mod, sir, because I can add as a moderator. Okay. Who else was? Suvi, hello, Suvi. Well, Suvi, actually, we're going to be over at Damans as well, so it's entirely up to you. But I would imagine he would appreciate your support, and I also appreciate your support. Big up G Block from Ultra, Triller. I'm sure Triller and Ultra will have a lot to say about my recent, if you wish, cosmetic changes, boys and girls. Shall we put it that way? Is it a cosmetic alteration that I have recently undergone? I'm sure there'll be a lot of comments about that. You the man. I won't let you know. I'll let you down. Thank you, CCD. You're the man too, and I'm also on the man, Golden Dragon. So yeah, lots happening today, boys and girls. Oh, wait a minute, something happened. Aha. There it is. Actually, you can see us now on the man's channel. He himself is getting himself prepared. He's probably gonna go live any moment now. So we're gonna do it. Actually, I should do something else. It's always when I go live on the StreamYard, I have to do this. There we go. Gotta crop it a little bit because the screen, the camera is a bit too wide angled, and my green screen isn't all the way up and down. Although the man is talking, but he's muted himself, so I don't know exactly where we're going here. Something's going on.
Hey Banks, can you hear me?
Hey, yes, the man. Thank you so much for the stream idea and the general chaos that this will cause, where we are both live streaming at the same time on two different channels, and I'm using StreamYard, your StreamYard, to live stream on my OBS, and you're live streaming on your OBS. So I'm pretty sure the internet's gonna crash.
No, it's already crashed for me. It's died again, so I don't know what's going on. Obviously,
dude, your camera has gone like really low as well, bitrate, pixelated as heck.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on there. It might be a connection thing.
Yeah, I was just trying to sort out my internet cable. I just rewired it the other day. I tried to fix it. Is my audio coming out okay though?
Your audio is crystal clear. The picture quality is a little bit blocky.
Shoddy.
But yeah, it is what it is, my good sir. It is what it is. I mean, if you're live and you're good, let me check. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, on both channels, we're going to have technical difficulties.
And I've had.
Okay, now I can't even hear you.
I've ended my stream. We're just going to do it yours for today. You're giving me enough content anyway.
Yeah, I mean, just download it and just download it after the show and just upload it on yours. I mean, literally, the wholesale. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no, for sure. I prefer to do it on yours anyway because you're giving me enough content on my channel. You've been amazing.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Just download it and just upload it. I'll be honest, I completely forget about downloading and uploading yours. It's mostly because I'm lazy and I just can't be bothered. Mostly laziness. And yeah, I've got like a bunch of stuff from last week's Speaker's Corner, from the week before Speaker's Corner, that I've recorded not just on my live stream that I want to cut up. I've recorded them, like things that are not even seen by any human being yet. That I've got offline, that no one's seen, and I got to cut that up. I also would like to address the elephant in the room for my viewers, because my viewers are the most wonderful piss takers on the planet. They have banter through the wazoo, and yes, clearly they know me. I mean, they've known me since 2018, some of them, so they know that this is not exactly official. And also, I have forgotten to just for man myself today, so this is not really so top and tail is out of match. I got too much white, fake hair, everything's out. So if you guys want to take shots, take your shots now. But I tell you what, if you're gonna if you're gonna shoot the king, you better kill the king, because when I come back, I'm tearing limbs. But in the meanwhile, we're going to get on with the show. And the show is essentially about nerdy stuff. Or is it nerdy stuff? Or are we going to go into the whole civilizations thing?
To be honest, that's nerdy to me. I think that's all
part that is all part of the nerd.
Yeah. It's TV shows. It's because the civilization thing, we could reference TV shows and stuff. So that's the nerd coming out. Unless you want to give examples of real life civilizations, but
no. This was just that gentleman that we talked about, which I forgot the name of, but the Russian guy with
yes, Kalashnikov or something.
Kalashnikov. Yes, yeah, because every Russian's called Kalashnikov or Gorbachev. Okay, hold on. levels
Okay.
of civilizations. It is the oh, I should have remembered it's like Kardashians, but it's Kardashev. The
Kardashev.
Kardashev scale of civilizations. Now, I haven't gone over this on another stream by myself ages ago, years ago, but for the uninitiated, Kardashev scale is a name termed after damn, I forgot his full name. Where's his full name? The Kardashev scale.
Anton?
Sorry?
Anton?
Anton.
Because all
Oh,
Russian.
good man, yes.
I just made that up.
Are you kidding me? I thought that was it. I'm reading the Wikipedia. It's not giving me the name, but anyway, he's a like a cosmonaut who was a cosmonaut, and then he developed these what essentially is 3 scales, which they refer to as the Kardashev scale of civilizations. Scale number 1. Let me see. Here we go.
Sorry, buddy. We have seemed to have lost the visuals.
Oh! Of course we have. Sorry. There we go. It's my OBS. If I don't have the actual thing on, then yeah, it just goes blank. It's crazy. But yeah, there we go.
I ended the recording as well just to see if that will help with the buffering situation.
Actually, maybe that's what. But the thing is, when you're recording, you shouldn't use. If you're running OBS, don't use StreamYard to record. Use your OBS to record.
I normally do.
That should save a bit of.
Yeah, I normally do that, but because I was having the connection issue, I was like, I don't want to lose any content if it does.
I'm with you. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I think that is where the issue maybe is. Maybe that was sucking up bandwidth as well. Who knows? But yeah, getting back to the Kardashev scale, just a very quick thing for that. Actually, let me see if you can share my screen. I can actually show the Wikipedia image. I'm sure that's not copyrighted.
I should have let you host this. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing on this.
No, it's all good. But I'm not sharing anything. I'm not sharing anything at the moment. So let me just share, and then once I share, you can go ahead and hit that bad boy. Kardashev scale. Also share system audio. Now, I've turned that on. Should work. Okay, hit it.
Okay, share screen.
Oh, let me quickly reduce the midget point. Oh no, it's okay. We're good. Let me minimize the midget porn. Charlie fucks the chocolate factory.
Oh my head.
Yes, no, that is an official title, I'm sure.
You were worried about the copyright music on my channel. I'm worried about the swearing on yours.
Yeah, it's a good job. It's not actually going. You can bleep this when you download it. This is Banksy's. This is the Banksy house. Welcome to the Banksy house. Things will be said. Things will be said that may or may not be regrettable. Quite often are regrettable. And I'm not even drinking. Look at this. I'm enjoying the world's most sugary crap substance, cola. So yeah. Okay, so here we are with the Kardashev scale. At least this is the initial. Actually, to the uninitiated to my channel, could you give yourself a little intro so that the guys who don't actually know who you are get a little familiar?
Yeah, I guess so.
Go for it.
Sorry, I think I just got a bit of echo. It's because you shared your audio on this one.
Oh yes, I do apologize. Yeah, as soon as I do that, let me kill that. Yeah, kill that, and then give the intro, and then we'll come back.
All right, cool. So my name's Daman. I am a YouTuber, kind of. I guess I don't really have much of an intro plan because I'm not anyone special. I just talk about things. I like having conversations. I think that the way you can learn more about life is by actually having conversations with people. You can read a book as much as you want, but sometimes you need real life experience and real life scenarios. I'm all about wisdom. I'm all about trying to figure out life and helping people on the righteous path, which I typically say is truth, love, compassion, contentment, humility. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I've got nothing. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
I guess
that's
your guys are going to ask
all
more
good. But
questions if they have any other.
yeah, what?
You're still muted, buddy.
Oh, am I muted? I do apologize. I think I'm muted from your side. Okay, yeah, no, that's good. But like, how did people get to know you? Like, you came in with the devil mask. So if anyone sees you on videos of other channels like the Big Nose or Soko or anyone else from the Speaker's Corner sort of guys, you'll see the man as the devil mask man. He wore the devil mask. That was a very good way of actually gaining attention to himself and getting people to basically start talking to him. He occasionally wears it. He occasionally takes it off in order to be taken more seriously, which I think is a great strategy, unlike the Big Nose who wears that ridiculous outfit and people just don't want to talk to him because he just looks weird. And children are either scared of him or bemused. But generally, yeah, I agree. I like how you approached things with a sort of what would be considered a little bit of a shock tactic, but overall you caught some eyes, you caught some
honestly, that was not the intent, that was not the plan.
No?
That was a side effect. Yeah, no, I've been trying to avoid doing anything like this. I've wanted to come Speaker's Corner for years, but I've just been avoiding it, and then I've been watching some videos recently, and I was like, oh no, these guys need help. I was like, if I turn up as myself, which I did for the first 4 weeks I was there, and all they wanted to do was try and convert me and not listen to what I had to say. So I was like, all right, cool. I need to get them to listen to me rather than trying to convert me. So I was like, if I come in with this guy, nobody would want to convert this guy.
You see what I mean? But that is it's a very striking mask, first of all. And yeah, it just almost compels people to want to approach you and actually have like some kind of a conversation, or at least certainly it's an icebreaker for sure.
That's it.
So yeah. I mean, whether it was your plan or not, it definitely worked. It caught a lot of people's eyes, and here we are. And actually, I have to give full credit to Francis. Francis was the one who kind of introduced me to you, and we kind of hooked up. I mean, I've seen you at the park, but we never really conversed because I tend to just become this passive cameraman character when I'm over there. But then I do chime in sometimes, but then I go back into becoming just a cameraman. And it's not like I don't get in front of the Soko or any other cameras and talk. I mean, I think the most I did in the last 4 or 5 years was last Sunday with Street Mike. I was in front of his camera and I was, having a little conversation with him, and that was like I think the most I've spent in front of a camera, other people's cameras, in that place. Occasionally, I did have a go at Uncle Osman once about the fact that he's a liar when it comes to the multiple Qurans. He's still convinced, and he still holds to the one Quran only kind of thing, and I'm like, no, you're a blatant
preservation.
Yeah, the perfect preservation. Exactly. He still uses it. I mean, admittedly, that's diminished a bit because he's noticed other Dawa guys have pulled away from that and they're not really going down that road anymore. But when you bring it up, he's still like, no, only 116 surahs. And I'm like, dude. Anyway, we digress. We digressed badly. We're going back to the geeky talks of science and possible future civilization. So back to the Wikipedia.
Well, talking about just to say that, like, talking about God and scripture is quite geeky in itself. It's like people arguing over whether Superman will beat Batman if Batman had like kryptonite knuckle dusters.
It is.
Everyone arguing about.
You're right. You're right. There is that element. The thing is, no, I mean the whole. I mean, if we're going geek, if you talk about Batman versus Superman, that movie Batman versus Superman. I mean, like out of all of the nonsense and the gas bombs and all, you just literally just create kryptonite bullets and you would riddle him with it. He created one stupid spear. What kind of moronic thing is that? I mean, what are you doing? You created one spear and some gas bombs. no, for 1 second it didn't occur to you. Maybe carve some of these into a hollow point, and put a couple of caps in the back of his head. In fact, you wouldn't even call him out face to face. You just create some kind of scenario where a woman needs rescuing, and as he's about to rescue the woman, pow pow, 2 in the back.
Job done.
2 in the back of the head.
You could do it by a drone or something.
Yeah, just you could sniper him from 500 yards. I mean, admittedly, I think with super hearing and his reflexes, he may actually avoid. He may if it's a long distance shot, he will most definitely hear it, and he will most definitely move. So really, you got to go up close, point blank range. You know that scene in Matrix where Trinity goes, avoid this, and she's got the gun like at the guy's head. Yeah. Boom, Superman, done.
Although Batman is really smart, what he should have done was had a load of bullets going off in different directions and muffled the sound. And then
that's
shot
it.
The kryptonite.
Yes, a bullet amongst the torrent of bullets that are coming out. You know the bit where all these 2 machine guns jump out and just boom, 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 and just it's all bouncing off Superman. A couple of those could have been kryptonite bullets.
That's it.
Pow! Dude, it's done. I mean, if you really think about it, Superman almost died in Smallville, where a bunch of high school jocks beat the crap out of him and stuck a kryptonite necklace on him. They killed him almost in high school. He almost died with a couple of high school jocks took out the...
With a tiny little necklace as well.
Yeah,
like just a small,
a tiny little necklace almost took him out, and yet Batman with all his gadgets and smarts can't do anything. That's yeah. I'm sorry. This whole plot armor thing is just gone ridiculous.
No, for sure. Have you ever watched Hinchi or Haishi?
Oh no, I don't.
It's How It Should Have Ended.
Oh, so How It Should Have Ended. Yes. I love those guys. That 90% of the movies would have been over in like 10 seconds. It's like that guy, that black scientist guy. The first time I saw him was in it was Spider-Man 3, where the Sandman, where the guy falls into the pit and then they start the accelerator, and the guy's like, "How about not start?" Oh, he goes, "No," because they go, "Oh, something in the accelerator. Oh, it's probably just a bird." Well, how about maybe it's not a bird? How about if we go check it out? maybe it's not a bird, and maybe some person just fell in there. Why don't we just go check it out? And then they go check it out, and that's it. It's over.
I love that.
It's crazy.
There's a bunch of kids to make that stuff.
That's brilliant. Yeah, it was awesome. It's awesome. Okay, back to this particular geeky aspect of evolution or civilizations. Now, this is the Kardashev scale, and I will just quickly go through them. Now, admittedly, here they've listed 4, even though initially I always thought there was only 3. But the first civilization is able to access all energy available on its planet and store it for consumption. So basically like some sort of battery power. Hypothetically, it should also be able to control natural events, like I mentioned, weather events and things like that. So the first type civilization, type 1 civilization, can actually control the weather and manipulate the weather within their own planet, and also obviously take advantage of all the natural resources, including thermal energy and all the rest. Go on.
Sorry, just a quick question in regards to that. It says access all energy, but it doesn't have to be that you have 100% efficiency, correct?
No, not necessarily, but I suppose, I don't know, maybe the efficiency side would come as the process of actually being able to utilize all the energy. I'm not entirely sure, because I mean, I would imagine if it's inefficient, then you most likely are not going to make it to type 2 civilization, because you're I mean, I suppose this is like, if you're looking at it as a trajectory going from type 1 to type 4, as you're processing through, at some level you will have efficiency as well as utilization, and then you would be on the cusp of moving maybe into type 2 civilization. I'm not entirely sure as they... Oh, go on.
Sorry, I've got a bunch of questions already. You barely even got through the first one. So it starts off with type 1, and we're obviously not there. So does that mean we're not a civilization?
No. We're not type. We're not. No, we're type 1.5 or 1. Sorry, 0.5 or 0.7. We're not. No, we're not even type 1 at the moment.
Yeah, but so we're not technically a civilization until we could do this.
Well, no.
Right?
This is on the Kardashev scale of civilizations, and we are not on that scale yet. I mean, as far as a scale of civilizations, like from caveman to a civilized society, we are that. But we're not on the Kardashev scale of civilizations in that sense, where we reach type 1, type 2, because this is the scale in which he's laid out what you have to have achieved to be able to be on this scale. So I guess, on that level. Future
goals.
Potential. Yes, exactly. This is like what we should be aiming for, essentially. So we've got type 2 civilizations can directly consume a star's energy, most likely through a Dyson sphere, through the use of a Dyson sphere. Do you know what a Dyson sphere is?
Yeah. It's a bunch of Dyson Hoovers in a circle sucking up the sun's energy.
You've deployed the Spaceballs solution to energy consumption. suck. But I hope that reference isn't lost on you. Or I mean, there's
no. It's a good movie.
You've seen Spaceballs. Yeah, there's a bunch of probably youngins who have no idea what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen Spaceballs, go see it. It's a parody comedy of the Star Wars movies, and it's awesome. It's basically it's some form of a sphere that is built around your star, your sun, and it will then utilize the energy of the sun, essentially. And if you can do that, and you can directly transport that energy to Earth, that's going to solve all our energy problems like forever. So that's technically what a type 2 civilization is. Now, the funny thing is, there are scientists out there looking for signs of a type 2 civilization.
Yes.
Because they were looking at certain stars and they noticed one of them was flickering slightly oddly. And they suspect that maybe there is something around that star that's causing the sun's light to come out odd compared to the other sort of stars, in our universe. So they suspect.
Blink, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. So they suspect maybe there is some type of a Dyson sphere around it in order to absorb its energies more efficiently. So that's type 2 civilization. Type 3 civilization is able to capture all the energy emitted by its galaxy. So essentially, we can harness all the power of all the stars in our galaxy, and essentially use every object within it, such as every star, black hole, etc. So everything that's in our galaxy, we would be able to utilize all of the energy of all of those different things, like the power of possibly the super mega black hole that's in the center of our galaxy, which they suspect it is, and also obviously all the stars in our galaxy, which would be literally billions of stars. I mean, if you can actually have that kind of power, that's pretty god level on its own, but it is not quite god level. And the type 4 civilization,
would that include dark matter as well?
I mean, it's saying etc., but I would imagine if we discover what dark matter is, and if it actually has, it is a substance in which we can actually utilize any form of energy from it, then but unfortunately we literally don't even know what it is, because dark matter is literally dark to us, in the sense that all we have is we detected its gravity. It has gravity. We don't know what the hell is causing it or what it is. So God knows what dark matter is. I mean, dark matter could be anything. But including that. And then type 4 civilization, which again, yes, I was right, it's not included in the original theory, is able to use such energy which is comparable to the power of the entire universe. Energy consumption estimated is 10 to the power of 59 minus 49, sorry, 10 to the power of 49 minus 10 to the power of 50 W. I have no idea what that is, but it's, I guess, really, really big.
50 watts.
It's 50 watts. Yeah, 10 to the power of, I guess, it's got to be watts, right? 10 to the power of 49 minus 10 to the power of 50 watts. Holy crap. I mean, it's got to be enormous. The funny thing is, there are other people who've then postulated further levels up to, I believe, 7. So after 4, we have 5, 6, and 7, which would create, essentially, we start on the path of transcending corporal form. As a civilization, you no longer, I mean, it could be even by the stage 3, we would actually move to what you could transhuman levels, where you would actually incorporate, cyber technology, the Borg, essentially. By civilization 2 or 3, we could, I mean, by 3 for sure, I don't know about 2, the civilization could be transhuman by that point anyway, so we're no longer dependent.
Or we could still remain human. This actual Kardashev scale doesn't actually need anything to be evolved about us as humans. It's just our ability to access energy.
Yes, exactly. How we can utilize energy. But I would imagine through that process, we would build machines or certainly machines to, take us through that. Because by the time you reach civilization 3, you'd have to traverse the galaxy for sure in a short amount of time. You can't be beholden to light speed. You should have faster than light speed travel by that point. Otherwise, it'll take you forever to get around the galaxy to utilize all the different elements of it. So if you are at that stage, I suspect, at least my prediction is, I don't think we would be able to handle, our physical bodies would not be able to handle the rigors of space, and we would be some form of transhuman by that point, or some form of evolved, if you like, artificially evolved humans to be able to then endure the rigors of space. Because I mean, this whole thing with Star Trek, I love Star Trek, I love Picard and Kirk and all that. I don't think that's how it's going to be. Not at all. I don't think in any way we are going to be able to travel through space in our current form. We've already actually started substituting ourselves anyway by using drones. We have drones on Mars. We have drones on the moon and other planetary bodies. So I think eventually we will meld the drone and human, or biological and the artificial, in order to be able to then...
What are those called? Androids? Or what's the other one for it?
Yeah, I mean, it will start off like the Borg android types, and then possibly even beyond that, where we will be purely silicon form, as in we will transfer our consciousness into some form of silicon processing system and move on. Maybe not silicon, maybe some other material.
In regards to what you said earlier, you said that we would end up becoming some kind of non-corporeal beings and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
I was quoting the blah, blah, blah precisely, by the way.
That was a very, very precise thing.
Do you reckon we would actually need that much energy if we were non-corporeal beings?
Well, this is the thing. These are the scales as we move through them. So whether we would still require to harness the energy, because I think once you move beyond civilization 4, and by the way, this is like one of the videos, I'm just showing it for illustration purposes and just have something in the background there.
Nice,
but yeah, exactly, it's kind of giving you a little explanation. There's subtitles as well, so because the sound's going to be all messed up if I try to play it, it's all echoey. But once we move into that fourth level and beyond, I don't think we're going to need to utilize the energy of the sun and the black holes and things like that to move through the universe. We would probably have developed other means to travel across the universe.
Translocation.
Yes, yeah, and I think and I think that as we move, our consciousness will also be encompassed in a different form. So we don't actually need machinery to actually move through the universe. We don't. I mean, have you ever seen a movie called? It's a terrible movie, by the way, but the concept is really interesting for me. A Wrinkle in Time.
No. Well, let me just Google it just in case.
Yeah,
I've watched
it's a
so many movies.
children's movie,
Oh,
and it's pretty bad actually. It's got Oprah Winfrey in it, the last one they made, but it's based on a book. The concept there is that
mhm,
we develop to such an extent our consciousness and our connection with everything, with the universe, in which you don't travel through the universe with machinery. You simply
mhm,
you literally take your hand and you cut a slit into fabric of reality, and you
mhm.
move in between realities or in between different. I mean, it could even be like multiverses as well in that. But you literally walk through different parts of the universe and realities like you're walking through a door, and you just cut
Nice.
air, and that
Mm.
opens up
No
another
machines, no
feature.
nothing.
No
It's just
machines,
purely
no.
consciousness.
Exactly. You are the machine. You are everything in the
Mm.
universe. You are one with the universe, and so you understand it in such a level in which machines are. You would look at machinery like, the enterprises, the way we look at cavemen with clubs.
Mhm.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
It'll be on that.
Prehistoric.
Yeah, we'll be on that scale where you wouldn't even need machines anymore. This concept of, I have to get into this thing to and have it move me. I just think, and I am there.
To be honest, that sounds more realistic to me instead of us continuing off on this physical evolution. I
Yeah,
think it will be the evolution of the mind and the consciousness, and trying to break through that. Um, which brings me to a point I wanted to ask you about, actually. Slightly touching on this, slightly, but we'll. Do you want to finish up on this actually first before I bring that up, just in case you go on
no,
a
no.
tangent?
I think this thing is going, but yeah, I mean, we've kind of covered the. I just want this to get to, because right now this is in Type 1 civilization still, and we're
Hmm.
showing us how we're going to utilize everything on Earth. So as it gets into the latter rounds, because we've already discussed that, that's where the really crazy, interesting stuff begins to appear. So yeah,
Cool.
go to the next thing. What was it that you were thinking?
Oh, well, I was just going to ask a couple of things. Firstly, do you reckon there'll be world peace by the time we get to one of these type civilizations, or do you reckon we'll just be harnessing all this energy to kill each other off? That was the first one.
Yeah, that's a tough one, because the fact is that, as we know, with life on this planet, the planet has no problem driving a particular species to extinction, whether they do
No.
it themselves or some sort of natural disaster or meteorite or whatever. Us going extinct is actually a lot higher on the cards than us reaching Type 1 civilization, ironically.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Us going extinct is a much more of a thing than us reaching Type 1. So I honestly, if we make it to Type 1 without destroying ourselves and without actually wiping ourselves out, we have a shot. We have a good shot. And possibly, if we can become multiplanetary species,
Hmm.
we have a better shot at surviving and making it to the Type 1, Type 2 potentially civilizations. But I'm not taking, to be honest, if I was a gambling man,
I wouldn't do
I
that.
wouldn't be taking those bets. I'll be
Even
putting
for the best
I'll be
odds in the
putting
world.
everything on extinction.
E- even if the payback was 10 to the power, what was it 50?
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's still not
No.
going to make. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really, because they say there are two types of people. There's there are people with two types of ideals for the future. There's the ones who want the John Roddenberry future, which is Star Trek, and then there are those who think it's going to end up like a George Orwell future. Like 1984 or it's a time machine and all the dystopian ones which George Orwell talked about. So yeah, there is it's hard. I want Gene Roddenberry. I love Star Trek. It's such a hopeful, positive message. And now, admittedly, those were the early, the Star Trek and the Next Generation, and the ones who,
Voyager.
the Voyager, Deep Space Nine. But unfortunately, the recent Discovery apparently is very dystopian, is very dark and very depressing. I haven't watched any of it, but
It's pretty good. I like the idea because they use. Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, I don't mind. Spoil it if you want to spoil it. I don't really care.
All right, spoilers, guys. Spoilers. It's not really massive spoiler, but it's just basically they use like mushrooms, because mushrooms when they grow underground they're all connected through the mycelium network, and what they're trying to say is that every point in space is connected through this substrate that we cannot see, and they use that. So equivalent to wormhole technology.
Okay. So they're
using mushrooms.
it's like what a galactic mushroom connection.
Yes. Yes, space mushrooms.
Space mushrooms. So they basically started space mushrooms. Space shrooms. And actually, at the end of the season 10, they'll all realize they've been high the whole time. They're just a bunch of losers, hippies lying on their backs, just zombied out of their skull.
Starving to death. And they're like, oh.
None of it happened. It was all just... Yeah, it was all just a bad trip.
So that gets on to the next point I was going to ask you, which is you've probably seen in my Discord. We've had a few conversations about this today, actually. I did want to go back to it, but I was a bit busy at work. It's the flat Earth theory.
Oh, yeah.
So where do you stand on this? Because if it is a flat Earth, then we could only ever be a type 1. If there isn't a flat Earth, then obviously, yeah, because I would love it for it not to be a flat Earth. I love space travel too. I love Star Trek, Stargate. Just throw a star in the title and I'll end up watching it. Starship Troopers, love it. But what do you think? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's BS?
Possible that we're living on a round Earth? Yeah. I'm fully on board with the round Earth theory because we literally have videos of the Earth from space. There are live feeds from the ISS, which people still go, oh no, that's all NASA's special effects. But not only that. I mean, I just put it to you this way: every other celestial body around that we can observe from this planet is spheroid. It's circular. At the minimum, even if you can say the moon isn't, it's just a flat disk, it's still round. It may be a CD, but it's still a round object. So for this planet to be anything but circular and definitely spheroid, because we watch the other planets, especially Jupiter and Mars and other celestial bodies, they rotate. We don't just have photos of one side of them. We have photos of all sides of them, and they are rotating. Yeah. It seems that the universe favors spheroids.
No. See, I've got a telescope, and I used to look up at Jupiter. I used to see the spot on Jupiter go around and come back around again. I've seen Saturn and its rings. I've seen the moon and its craters and everything. And it's fascinating to me. But the big question I have to then ask is, every time I looked at these planets, they were perfectly round. However, they're telling me that the Earth is actually pear-shaped now. First, they said it was the oblate, which is
oblate spheroid, which is more like a watermelon.
Yes, and now they're saying actually it's more like a pear shape, where it's larger at the bottom and smaller on the top. And now I'm like, okay, so that makes zero sense if I'm using the same logic you are.
Yeah,
the universe prefers spheroids.
I think these scientists are getting too caught up in the weeds. I think from the naked eye, we would see a spheroid, a circle of some sort, a ball. I think because they know that gravity plays a part, and the moon's gravity and also the sun's gravity plays a part in the shape of the Earth. It actually pulls and pushes the Earth. And so I think what they are saying is correct in its absolute minutiae, in its absolute nuance, where the shape is... it's not a perfect sphere, but I don't think I think they're trying to incorporate detail, and they're going really deep, and I don't think with the naked eye it's exactly what they're saying, because clearly we can see other planets and we don't see them as pear-shaped, or we don't see the gravity of the sun and various. I mean, Jupiter and even Mars has multiple moons. If the moon's gravity has effects upon Earth's shape formation, then obviously those planets would have the same issues as well, or the same sort of motions.
Right, yeah.
But I think this is on the scientists, because the scientists calculate all this in numbers, and to them it gives them those figures that it should move in that way. I just don't think with the naked eye we can see that detail. I think it's not something. It's just I don't know. I just don't see that when they say that it should be pear-shaped or like, you know, moved in this way. I don't think that's how it translates in the way we see the Earth or when we see planetary objects. I'm sure even Mars and Jupiter and others are not perfect spheroids either. Spheres. They are. You know, they've got. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I think from our vantage point and from our naked eye sort of perspective, I don't think we see those things. I think these guys are trying to be too accurate, and then they unfortunately confuse the layman, and they think that the people, the average person, thinks of these things in the way they do, and they're getting caught in the weeds. It's the same as like the evolutionary theory. You know, you got the classic chimpanzee evolving into man. That is like the biggest disservice to the evolutionary theory ever, because people think that we literally came from chimpanzees, and we haven't. It's totally wrong. It's like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're cousins with chimpanzees. We're cousins with great apes. They are our cousins in evolution. They're gorillas and orangutans and chimpanzees and bonobos. All these are cousins of ours. None of us are going to evolve out of them, and they're not going to evolve into us. Their evolutionary path is parallel to us. They will evolve in their own way, given enough time to whatever possible evolutionary path that they're going to take, if they are going to take anything, if they're not a evolutionary cul-de-sac. And the same with us. We will take our path.
But then that confuses me, because I think that goes against the narrative of the evolution theory, because the evolution theory says that we were one species the same as another species, and then we, through gene selection, like through mating and stuff, and
natural selection,
and repetitive of it, where, say, for example, my ears became bigger and bigger and bigger because through the generations we just kept on breeding the people with big ears, and they then become a separate species. But that doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense.
No. The thing is, we and the chimpanzees and gorillas and orangutans and all the rest, we have a common ancestry that was neither chimpanzee, neither human, neither gorilla. It was
a fish.
No. It's things like Australopithecus africanus, Lucy, they call them, commonly known as Lucy. Australopithecus I think that's it. And then there's there's a bunch of other Austros, there's a bunch of different, if you like pre-chimpanzee, pre-human, I guess hominids, is the common term. They were neither us. They were neither human. They were neither chimpanzee. They were neither gorilla. They were something else, which then schismed into the schism of the chimpanzee, the schism of the human, and gorillas and bonobos and orangutans. So this common ancestor that was neither any of us was where we came from. But we didn't come from the line of the chimpanzee. We didn't come from the line of the gorilla, and neither they came from our line. That we all came from something else, and that thing was our common ancestor. So this is where the misunderstanding, I think, comes from.
Okay, so because I heard it was like from an amoeba turning into a 2-celled organism, turning into a 4-cell organism, yada yada yada, until it got to humans eventually. But you're saying that it was...
Well, no, I'm just going from the common ancestry of the chimpanzees. This is multicellular. I mean, you're going way back now to the single cell creatures and multicell. I mean, we're talking. I'm just going from the point of maybe a few million years. Not 4 billion years ago or three and a bit billion years ago when sort of life started. So no, I'm not going from the point of when life started. I'm just going from the point of where humans, chimpanzees, baboons, etc., etc. Well, not baboons. I don't think baboons come from our lineage, but chimpanzees, gorillas, orangutans, like those animals, where they came from. Essentially, the common ancestor to them and us is something. It's like a Australopithecus. Whilst if you want to go all the way back to the beginning of life, well, at that point, we don't. I say initially how life started. Well, that's an entirely separate question. That's abiogenesis. That's an entirely different field of science, which is mostly chemistry. But from the point where, let's say, life began. Now, however it began, because they literally don't know at the moment. Well, I mean, they do. They have some ideas about RNA and stuff like that, but they still need to introduce electricity essentially in order to get it going, and the self-replicating process. We have to interject essentially as human beings to get that up and running. As far as I understand, I don't think they've managed to create the environment in which it will naturally do that. Although they talk about, there could have been lightning strikes or whatever, that was the injection of the electricity that was required to get the primordial soup going.
Being devil's advocate here, because I don't actually believe in evolution theory the way they say it, but playing devil's advocate, you could get a chemical reaction that produces electricity.
That's what I mean. So there was but what they're looking for is to create the early Earth environment. To say if the Earth was like this, which I'll be honest, we don't really know. We have theories. We don't actually even know what is beneath us at the core of the Earth. Everything about the core Earth's core is an untested hypothesis at best. The mantle and the liquid volcano core and all of that stuff. It's actually a hypothesis. We've never been able to fully actually see it or send something there to actually show us what it actually is. The crust and the mantle and the core and all of that stuff, we don't know. It could be hollow Earth. It could be like the King Kong thing, and there's a whole other universe inside the Earth.
No, I think we could. I think we could know. It's been documented. I remember seeing this documentary about it a little while ago. I'm just trying to load it up now. Let me see if I can show you.
But the point that I'm trying to make is that there's a lot that we don't know. There's a huge amount, especially about the 4 billion years ago or 3.5 billion, whatever the time when life began. That is a very unknowable or extremely difficult to know the exact circumstances and the conditions of that environment, how much oxygen there was there, how much different gases, all the different environmental effects. So we can estimate, or that's what they're doing with abiogenesis research, is guesstimate the environmental conditions in order to see if life could start in that condition. This is a very scientific. Yeah. Oh my God. Absolutely. Oh, that's it. It's Shiva. That's a slam dunk right there.
There you go.
Damn, dude, that was ownage. Owned. The Earth, the core of the Earth theory, just bam, just owned it right there. So that's what happened. Clearly, that's what's going on.
Well, they have said recently that the Earth's core started slowing down. Have you heard that?
No. You mean the Earth's core is not? It's not spinning.
Yeah,
or slowing down.
Slowing down, and I think they're saying that it's actually starting to reverse. There's a study that came out, I think, mid last year or towards the end of last year that said that. That makes me wonder whether the pole flip theory's got any credence.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. But of course, if you put it to the Greta Thunbergs, it's created by man. The Earth's core is a man-made event, and we have to all buy Teslas in order to reverse this. This is the problem with these environmentalists. Sometimes it's like there are certain things that they have to admit it is out of your control. You cannot control everything. And you cannot dictate what this planet does. This planet is going to do some nasty crap to you. And you can't stop it.
They said, I think they were like, back in 2011, they were like, by 2024, I remember Greta Thunberg, like 2024, the oceans will be up here and
flooding.
Will be struggling. So, where is it? I don't see it.
Well, you know that movie, The Inconvenient Truth? Have you noticed that no one really mentions that movie? It was the polar ice cap supposed to have melted by now. That was done like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
The predictions that thing made. Technically, by now, Florida should be underwater. Florida shouldn't even exist. All the key islands, the Key West and all the different key islands at the bottom of Florida, they should all be gone. Islands should pretty much all be gone by now. It hasn't quite happened.
I thought scientists were always correct.
Well, I mean, as I said, the certain predictions are to be taken with, some level of skepticism. This is why I don't mind when people are skeptic about the evolutionary theory, because that's how actually the evolutionary theory has become much more convincing, is because people are trying to knock it so much that they've gone into the field and they're like, right, we will show these heathens that God did it all. and so far they've come up wanting, because it has been proven over and over again by the evidence. And that's all I'm going with. I mean, if I die and tomorrow God goes, you feel kind of stupid now, huh, with your little monkey changing theory, I'm like, it seemed plausible. You left a lot of really good evidence to make it. I mean, if you were trying to take the piss, you did a great job.
He was testing you. He was testing you.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sorry, but you left a lot of evidence that made it look really good. So I'm sorry, but according to your evidence, it was pretty convincing.
That reminds me of a Bill Hicks sketch when he's like, "Oh my me, I seem to have left pot everywhere."
Yes.
I get the idea that they're supposed to use it. I love it. And I was going to mention Bill Hicks earlier as well in regards to when we talk about evolution, because he talks about the first monkeys maybe eating some mushrooms, and that started expanding their consciousness, and then that led to potential evolution.
Well, I mean, there was. There's the theory that the reason we have a large cerebrum is because of meat and proteins in the meat that we consumed.
Okay.
Because we're omnivores, and so that gave us the edge, the advantage. Again, it seems plausible. I'd be perfectly honest with you. I don't know too much about that particular. I mean, there's a lot of scientists who are convinced that is mostly what happened. But again, I don't see this as definitive slam dunk of why we are intelligent. I just see as because if you actually look at the human being, now by the way, there is other theories in regards to why we are unique in this species, and that is panspermia as well. That's another one where they say that life started on another planet and was seeded by a more intelligent species. So we were a hybrid genetic development, or we were a hybrid of hominids on this planet and another alien species, in which then gave us the cerebrum advantage over the natural developing simians on this planet.
Goes along with the narrative that the Sumerians had of the Anunnaki.
Yeah, exactly.
You've been watching Ancient Aliens, haven't you?
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of people who. I mean, I'll be honest. There's virtually no evidence on any of that. Most of it is conspiracy theory. But if the evidence comes forth that there was aliens who came here, who did a little bit of gene splicing with chimpanzees or other simians, or maybe the Australopithecus, they took that and they created the branches that we currently see, the branches of the chimps, gorillas, and us. I don't know. I honestly couldn't. That isn't even people like Richard Dawkins are not entirely pushing back against those kind of things. He's even kind of mentioned certain things like panspermia.
Okay.
So even some, considered one of the world's greatest evolutionary biologists has proposed such potentials, because we find it really difficult to square the circle between us on this planet and other animals, because there's a line actually in the Matrix. He says every creature on this planet has found a way to have equilibrium with its environment. It has the right claws and the right teeth and the right physical attributes to survive naturally within its given environment. We humans, we don't. We humans actually don't really fit anywhere really naturally. If you put us in the jungle naked, we'd be dead in 5 minutes. The lions will tear us limb from limb. We can't even climb trees that well in comparison to the apes, the other apes. If you put us in the cold environments, we'll be dead immediately. You put us in too hot of an environment, we'll be dead immediately. It's like most of this planet would kill us very quickly.
Yeah.
So how the hell did we make it through the lions and the tigers and bears, oh my, and make it through all of that dangers and difficulties and disease and hardship and exposure, and become the dominant species on this planet? And you know, we're wearing Levi's and drinking Pepsi. How the hell did that really come
That's
about?
probably where the panspermia probably has a bit more credence to it.
Exactly, that we were created separately from the natural evolution of natural creatures on this planet, that gave us the cerebrum that allowed us to utilize tools in a far more efficient way than chimpanzees. Chimpanzees use tools. A lot of animals use tools, you know, but we, you know, they didn't sit there and carve it into a spear and then kill the next man immediately and start a cave war. it's like you're sitting around, we're all just, you know, eating little oh, this is nice berries. Oh, what's this, a stick? Let me sharpen this. Kill you. Now I'll take your berries, you little shit. And if anyone else messes with me, I'll kill them too. Go get me more berries.
That's it. Get me all the spears, get me all the berries.
Exactly. And then he declares himself ruler, emperor of the cave, and before you know it, he's got a little mustache and he wants to kill Jewish people. So yeah, that's how quickly things moved. Things escalate very quickly in this world.
Very quickly. Time flies, doesn't it? So I've got a question for you. In regards to the panspermia thing that you said about aliens seeding us, what if those weren't aliens, they were angels?
Well, I mean,
that would still fit the theory,
that's an interpretation
some
of
external force.
Yeah.
Some external being coming in and creating us, and maybe we did evolve, but through
their influence or their
Right.
change. But the thing is, you see, when you say angels is a specific term which then brings a biblical. It's a biblical term. It's not just you know, we're not talking. See, the thing with panspermia and aliens, unlike angels, is I don't have to. Number one, you have to then justify all the other aspects of the Bible and the God. And the God that created the angels, etc., etc. So you have to then start giving me evidence of all of that lineage. Whilst when I just say an alien, now an alien could have evolved from a much more simpler creature on another planet, given an environmental factors of that planet, which allowed that particular alien to develop a large cerebrum, to become extremely advanced in there, and also the time, like let's say we evolved, let's say this planet is, if we accept that this planet is 4 billion years old, and human life evolved around I think it was about 3 billion years or so, or 2 billion years after the planet. If we say that the universe is, I think 30. Well, I mean, there's other theories now coming in that suspect the universe could be older than 30. I think it was 13 billion years. Now, some people are saying now it's about 26 billion years, but yeah, let's say 13 billion years. How about if the life on that planet evolved 10 billion years after the creation of, after the Big Bang? So they evolved about 10 billion years, or 8 billion years before even this planet was formed. Now, they would have had a massive head start on us in the evolutionary sense. So they could have evolved into extremely advanced societies and so on and so forth. But what I'm saying is, everything that I'm explaining here, everything I'm mentioning, is within the realms of the physical universe that we know. I'm not pulling anything outside of the realms of the physical universe.
Unfortunately, you are.
How?
Okay, so you said that if there was a being on another planet that was far less like us, it was just a little bug, and it then evolved over years because the planet's conditions allowed it to kind of thrive and start evolving.
Yeah.
That goes against what you said about us. We on Earth don't fit anywhere. We would never thrive on Earth as a species to evolve, because we would, like you said, died of exposure, died of heat exhaustion, died of drowning, volcano burning, whatever you want to call it. We would have been wiped out very quickly. And that's why the panspermia idea works. So if all the animals here, which are perfectly adapted for it, haven't evolved to the point that we have, why would any other animal on any other planet,
Okay,
unless
let
it
me.
had a panspermia situation?
Okay, let me. That's the thing. You see, first of all, if we are to accept that life such as ours would never evolve naturally on this planet, there would have had to be an external source that would have been something different to the chemical compositions and all the you know the what do you call it, the man, what's it called, that chart, damn it, the chemical chart,
Periodic table.
sorry, periodic table. Exactly. There are chemicals on this there's nothing on the periodic table on this planet which would give us the advantages or the chemical requirements to develop the way we have. But on another planet, they have a different periodic table which has those compositions, has those. Again, we're making vast assumptions here, of course, but then we're also making a vast assumption on the whole panspermia concept. We're not. None of this is based in evidence. This is all, hypothesis. Exactly.
Yeah.
We're down the rabbit hole of hypothesis at this point. But what I'm trying to say is that the explanation for the panspermia is within natural explanations, or potentially within natural explanations, if we're to take that the chemicals on different planets, they have a different what's called periodic table with different chemicals that we cannot find on this planet, then that would make it. But of course, as I said, we're down the rabbit hole. Sure, you can say leprechaun did it, you can say angels did it. I can pull anything else out. But do angels fit within a descriptive narrative, which is part of the composition of this universe? As in, would the explanation of angels fit within the natural mechanisms of this universe, or are they outside of this? As far as I understand, God and angels are outside of the realms of this universe.
Perfect question. No, I think you're onto something there. So yes, exactly. So the thing in regards to the periodic table, it's based on the amount of electrons around the central thing, and there were some elements that they actually kind of found by just doing the maths, and they were like, okay, there should be an element that has this many neutrons and this many protons and this much, and they kind of guessed what it was, and then they found it and confirmed it later on. So this is how the periodic table has been created. So essentially, anything in the physical universe, anywhere in the physical universe, will have the exact same periodic table. So yes, going on to your next point in regards to the God and angels being outside of this universe, that's more along the lines of what I believe in. You could call it angels, you could call it aliens. I prefer the term typically is I've forgotten it now. I prefer it so much I've forgotten the term. It's interdimensional beings.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's what I was saying.
Parallel universes, because that would cause you to have potentially a completely different periodic table.
Yes, a different universe in a completely different set of rules, laws of physics, everything else. And yeah, you're right. But I mean, again, I think the biblical angel claim has some very specific things, the specific attributes to these characters, which would have to be shown to be true, or at least have the potential to be true. Whilst panspermia, again, this is where I guess the scientific naturalism comes in, where they're trying to explain everything within the natural state of the world, or the universe,
the physical universe.
This particular universe. But of course, I mean, like, I think we touched on this last time on your stream, where I said there could be 5 or 6 dimensional creatures living all around us, and we're totally oblivious to them. We have no concept of even being able to comprehend their existence, because we are so different from them that we can't even envision. We can't see them. There's nothing. There's no perspective from us for us to be able to comprehend them, and they could still be right here with us. And maybe that's where your ghosts and your angels and your jinns and your demons are other dimensional beings, where they occasionally cross our paths at a point in which we are for a split second able to comprehend them. Or maybe they transform themselves to a form in which we can comprehend them. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just, as they say, a monkey on a floating rock in the expanse of the universe. But I can entertain those things. I've got no problem entertaining those ideas. The problem is we have to have some level of evidence.
Yeah. But that theory sounds more logical.
I mean, it's just the thing is, if you take M theory, string theory, and all of that stuff, you can.
But that theory sounds more.
Oh, sorry, you're breaking up.
Logical to myself.
The man. I don't know. I think your internet. Something's happening. Okay, the man's internet's frozen. Either his machine's frozen or he's frozen. Mr. Man, are you back with us? Okay, yeah, he's all frozen up. Okay, whilst the man is getting unfrozen, can you hear me? The man, are you back? Okay, he's.
Evidence.
Oh, okay. I think that we got lag here. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, we had major lag. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with moi, and we are okay. I'm a little caught off guard there. For now, let's give some salutations whilst we wait for the man to return. Big up Midlife Bro Logic or Barney. Love you, man. Love Bethan. Much love to you, Taffy. Much love to the G Block. Taiki Truckin. New name. Much love to you, sir, madam. Is this sir or madam? I can't tell. I can't tell if it's a sir or a madam. How about Moses? How about Moses was right? Ooh. Maybe so. I don't know. What else? Wendy Woo. Love you, Wendy. Wendy's in the house. Taffy's in the house. Again, a lot of Taffy, a lot of Wendy. Cheeky Chops. I think CCD. We've given much love to all the people so far. Suvi, yes. I think that's it. I think I've called out. I think we just got repeats now. So yeah, much love to you guys. If you are here, thank you for joining me on the Banksy Star Live channel. I do run another channel which is mostly a street coverage, Hafiz Reflects. Feel free to go over there and like and subscribe, or just subscribe, and you will be able to get all the craziness of London when I get time to do it. Either Saturdays, mostly Saturdays and Sundays. If I can get away in the week, I will try to do that as well. He shouts a lot. Who shouts a lot? Taiki's a man. Oh, okay, Taiki's a man. Okay, thank you, Cheeky. So yeah, like if you would be so lovely and kind to hit the like button on this stream, so we can. It usually helps the channel out. It helps send out the live whilst we are live. In the meanwhile, we'll see what happens when the man comes back, or when he does. I think he's having. I don't know whether it's an internet connection issue or a computer issue. I think it's probably more of a computer issue. Tell Miss Banksy we said hello. Yes, Miss Banksy. Miss Banksy isn't officially my wife. I just want everyone to know. She is just a dear, lovely person that I've known, and she's been a fan for a long time. But we haven't actually met. It's just an internet thing. We have an internet relationship. Taiki, oh yes, Bethan, and everybody's talking. Okay, let's make this thing happen. Let's get. Oh, okay, the man is back.
Sorry. Were you about to do something else?
No. I was just trying to fill time. Like, what am I going to do? Striptease.
You are looking so suave, by the way, today.
Well,
I love the look, and I need to get a pair of glasses like yours. They look like a proper like evil villain glasses.
actually, I was looking for, because I actually have the Mr. Smith sunglasses here, the official.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. I've got actually the well, not the official. I mean, it's an official one, but it's not obviously the exact one. But see, I've got the actual Mr. Smith, Agent Smith.
Yeah.
But
They look good.
I wanted a pair of Ray-Bans, and I was looking for a pair of good Ray-Bans, and most people go for the Aviators, which is the classic. But I just wanted something different, and this is kind of a Ray-Ban hybrid of the Agent Smith. It's got the hexagonal sort of thing about it, because Agent Smith is kind of hexagonally.
Yes, yeah. On the
Edged.
edges,
Yeah.
it's
It's
quite
cut.
sharp.
Yeah, so this is that kind of something between Agent Smith and just a pair of Ray-Bans.
Do you mind bringing the Agent Smith ones down one time? I just want to try them on and see.
I'll bring it down to the
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
want to see if they suit me, because if they suit me, I'll probably get a pair of those.
To the
Those look
park.
sick.
Yeah, these were actually quite cheap, because as I say, they're like official, kind of Amazon official, but they still look really good. But I'm sure you could probably buy actual, like, maybe good quality lens and polarized, because as I said, the material, it looks great. It still looks like Agent Smith. It's the material is a bit soft. The metals are a bit soft. The glass isn't terrific, but it looks the part.
No, I don't think I'll be buying any official ones. My chair broke the other day during our stream with you, me, and Francis.
Oh my god!
So I've got a little bit of a wobbly chair at the moment. So I've got some things to buy around here first.
You see, this is how the Agent Smiths ones sort of look.
Say Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. It's inevitable, Mr. Anderson. We've been keeping an eye on you for a long time, Mr. Anderson. You help your landlady with her trash and you pay your taxes. But you have a second life, a life inside computers, where you go by the computer alias or the internet alias Neo. I'll be honest, they ruined the Alien Matrix Resurrected, where they just I couldn't stand that film, because they tried to get Smith, but they got an entirely different actor who was nowhere near as good. And wasn't even like remotely close. So no, I just like no. Smith is only one guy, Hugo Weaving. Is it Hugo Weaving? I think so, yeah.
That sounds familiar, yeah. It's definitely Hugo something.
Yeah.
Agent
Smith. He nailed that. I mean, that was it. That was just him alone. I couldn't even imagine anyone else playing him. Why is this not coming up?
Yeah, Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just couldn't imagine anyone else possibly playing that character again. And sometimes some roles, some actors just nail it, and you just can't replace them anymore. You can't just substitute and try to. They should have just casted a new agent and just gone with that. Kind of like in Matrix Reloaded, the second one, where they casted this very good martial arts guy as the first agent that Neo beats the living crap out of, where he says he's only human. He's the guy in the middle out of the two at the sides. He's still human, and then they go for him, and then he just beats the crap out of them. Now that guy's a great martial artist. Actually, he's been in a lot of martial arts films, and there was a TV show, Mortal Kombat, and he was in that as well. He was I don't think it was Johnny Cage, but he was another character. But anyway, that was great. He was good. He wasn't talkative. He didn't have too many lines anyway, because the guy's acting is sort of so. But it was an all right Agent Smith substitute. Agent substitute, because Agent Smith was out of the Matrix by then. But the new one, they didn't. They could have just introduced just another villain. They should have got another great actor and just made him into a villain.
Well, they had Neil Patrick Harris as the main villain.
Come on,
I think that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to bring some nostalgia back with the Agent Smith thing, even though he can't be there. but then they ended up having the secondary villain as well.
Yeah, this is the thing. They try to nostalgia bait the crap out of that with like another version of Morpheus, another version of Agent Smith. They were trying to like nostalgia bait it, but it was lame. I'll be honest. The last one, I mean, it was done. Matrix 3 done. Close the book. Call it a day. Although the third one, mixed reviews. I'm not entirely, I wasn't entirely on board with the whole Jesus theme. But then he was Jesus from day one anyway, so they had to end him with Jesus. It was Jesus to begin with, Jesus at the end.
But this is what was so interesting about the last one for me, because I look at subtext, I look at context, I look at all of the different things to it, and the story now goes from Neo being the one who's going to be the Jesus figure. He now has the role of him and Trinity, where they come together and create a new power that is more, and I think that's symbolic for possibly the male and feminine energies coming to create creation.
I mean, possibly like a yin yang thing maybe they were going for, and but the thing is, this was all desperation and sort of half thought out sort of things. The first one had a biblical theme. They used biblical terms, Zion and all of that, and they had some philosophies and other East Asian sort of things, themes around it. But generally, it was a very solid, well-known story, essentially, which is kind of the Jesus story, and it was fine. People recognized it. Kick-ass action. It was basically like the Last Temptation of Christ. Oh, not Last Temptation of Christ. Which one was the one, the Christ video film that Mel Gibson made?
Oh, Passion of the Christ.
The Passion. Yeah, it was the Passion of the Christ, except with ass kicking, guns, and special effects. It's that's basically what we wanted. We wanted if they made the Passion of the Christ, where Christ just suddenly gets up, starts karate shit, kicking the crap out of the Romans, it'd be awesome. And he'll have the three what do you call the rolling camera effect thing as he's in the air, and he's just like he just throat kicks someone. I'd be down with that.
His sandals.
Yeah, you know what I mean? With his sandals. Because the thing is, I'm saying this, but Family Guy actually did this. It's called The Passion of the Christ 2. He says, crucify this.
Never gets the gun, looks like a cross.
Yeah, he's got the gun with the cross. It's a cross, but it's a gun. He's actually with Chris Tucker. His sidekick is Chris Tucker. So, yeah. Just do that. That's all. That's basically what the Matrix was, and people were good with that. They didn't need to. The fourth one for me anyway. For me, it was just a unnecessary, desperate cash grab of a really good IP, because Hollywood just can't leave it be. They can't leave good IPs just to be what they were and end. They have to milk them. They have to suck the life from them.
I think it was always planned. I think it was always planned because it goes with the biblical story in the sense that the beginning is the end and the end is the beginning. So the story has to then start looping again, which they tried to do with, I think was the third one, where the architect takes him. He absorbs him back into the Matrix.
Well, he kind of, it's not really, because what happens is the Matrix actually falls apart because the people, Neo, and also the architect decide, yes, Neo is put back into the code, he gets absorbed back into the code, but the architect actually has to now free or give people the choice to either be in the Matrix or leave the Matrix. They can't hold them as essentially as prisoners, slaves anymore. And that's what happens, because that's actually what happens is the machines go to war with each other in Matrix 4. The messed up thing is the most interesting aspect of that movie is the part that they don't show you the most interesting, which is the robot wars, where the AIs all go to war with each other, where the AIs who want to free mankind and the AIs who want to keep them in the pods. Actually, that would have been a great movie. Make that movie.
You reckon they should have made that before they made the last one?
Yes, they absolutely should have made that movie. That was a great movie to see how the AIs, the different AIs, have different levels of morality now, and they are actually.
Sorry, I was just going to say that actually rings well with the big. I didn't even think of it until you mentioned it, but it rings true with the biblical thing in regards to the angels versus the fallen angels.
There you go. There you
Yes,
go. Heavens
yes,
and the earth. And the funny thing is they actually used blue and red as the good guys and the bad guy colors as well. The good guys have blue lights on them and the bad guys have red lights on them. So they literally went down that road, or at least they explored some of it. But they just cut that whole bit out and went to the Neo Trinity story, which I guess they thought maybe that's what the studio wanted. I don't think that's what the audience wanted.
Yeah, no, I think you were right. It was rushed. It was a bit shoddy job, but I still appreciated it. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from in that regard.
Sometimes I just see movies and I think to myself, like Lord of the Rings. Imagine if they try to make part 4 of Lord of the Rings and somehow milk Lord of the Rings on a 4th film and make some hodgepodge of some crap that Tolkien would never have written or would have even thought of, but milk it. I mean, they tried to do that, by the way, with the new Lord of the Rings Amazon TV show, which is which is kind of like a prequel to Sauron's rise. It's called the
Hobbit.
No, The Ring of Powers. The Hobbit is a prequel to the Lord of the Rings, but at that point, it's okay. This is before the Hobbit. So this is several hundreds of years. Cool. Yeah, this is the rise of Galadriel and when the elves actually dominated most of the Middle Earth and all of that, and they were a powerful force before they became these sort of tree dwelling sort of. They pulled away from the sort of realms of men, and they no longer really were involved with humanity anymore. But before that, this is like thousands of years. Essentially, before Sauron even rose and became and created the One Ring for himself and all that. Anyway, the season 1 is basically Galadriel, the boss bitch, and people hated that. I'll be honest, I saw like 3 episodes and then I just gave up because it just bored me. My yardstick is this: if I watch your TV show or film and I fall asleep in the middle of it, it's shite because I couldn't keep my head up. It's some movies it's taken me 3 attempts to finish. The Barbie film I watched once, fell asleep, never watched again. And I have no idea how that movie ends.
Do you know what the funny thing is? Lord of the Rings is the one I fell asleep on. I was like, God. I tried to do a marathon. I was like, oh my God, it's 12 hours long or something. I was like, I could do this. It'll be interesting. It's like fantasy. And I was like, oh my God, I'm hanging.
Yeah, well, I guess for me, I saw them in the cinema. Apart from, actually, no, I saw all of them. The Fellowship, Two Towers. Yeah, no, I was going to say I thought I missed one of them. No, I didn't. I watched all 3 of them at the cinema. And yes, the third one, not the second. The first one was fine. I was wide awake. Second one, I thought it was great. The third one, it was fantastic until they threw the ring into the volcano. The ring had gone, and then it just kept on going. It's like, dude, the movie ended. It's finished. Just be
mission
done with
completed.
it. Yeah, it's like mission accomplished. Game over. It's done. Can we? I was literally going, okay. I'm not joking. After when they were out and the Eagles were about to come and pick them up, I was like, okay, done. I was getting my coat ready. Popcorn had finished. Water was almost done. Getting ready to leave, and then oh no, it's still going. Oh no, wait. There's a bit more. Is this some kind of after credit thing or what's going on here? Are they starting a Marvel universe here? Because this movie will not end. I want to go home. I have family to see. But it went on a little bit too much after the ring throwing thing. They could have cut most of that crap out. But
they could have cut out the crap before the throwing the ring as well. If you watched how it should have ended, it was just literally Gandalf
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the dragon.
with the eagles, with the eagles. Yeah.
With the eagles.
It's like, I'm sorry, you have flying vehicles essentially, and you're
And you
walking
send a 3-foot man. You send a 3-foot man to go like
to walk like 300 miles to a volcano.
to him.
And the thing is, he already utilized the eagles a couple of times in the first two movies. He utilized it when he escaped from Saruman's imprisonment. When the little moth came to him and told him the eagles are coming, and he threw himself off and he landed on the eagle. That was the moment. You could have ended in that first film, in the first movie. Frodo, where's the ring? Cheers. Let's go. And then
Job done. Job done.
one movie, 20 minutes long.
Frodo standing there like, could you imagine if we spent like 3 movies doing that?
I think that wasn't how it should have ended. I think that's. And the problem is, they tried to make The Hobbit. They extended The Hobbit to 3 movies as well, which was ridiculous because The Hobbit actually is a at best a single movie, and it's a tiny book. It's not even close to the epic of the Lord of the Rings. It was kind of like I guess Tolkien's sort of warm-up piece before he went to Lord of the Rings. And they managed to milk that for 3 movies. Like, you greedy bastards are trying to milk the crap out of these authors. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, the funny thing is, though, I've noticed they haven't been too eager to remake Orwell's movies. I mean, they remade the Time Machine, but not 1984. No one's touching 1984, if you notice.
We've got real life for that. They're going to end up going, it's too similar. Wait, we're already in 1984.
Exactly. It's life is already, art is already imitated life. Or life is imitating art. So, yeah, I suspect some movie, some people behind the scenes of Hollywood going, yeah, we're not going to make that movie. Because that's just us telling them exactly what we're doing.
Well, they're already doing that with Black Mirror, weren't they?
Exactly.
With the social score stuff and all that thing.
Yeah, but that was just like one episode.
Yeah, I know, but that's the only one I know because I never actually watched Black Mirror.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, no, dude.
Did you ever watch Community?
Community? Is that another TV show?
Yeah, Dan Harmon. It's a comedy.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. Oh, is that
Hilarious.
the same?
Yeah, but basically they did a version of that before Black Mirror did, and a lot of people were like, they copied it.
Oh,
But
interesting.
that's where I knew the story from, and that's why I was like, I'm not going to watch Black Mirror if it's just going to be.
If you're going to watch, because Black Mirror, the good thing about it is it's individual episode. It's episodic, so it's not like it's serial, so you don't have to worry about the rest. But watch San Junipero. Great episode. San Junipero is brilliant. I love that one. Then there was another one which I can't remember. There's there's one where it's called, I forgot, is it Flying Dragons or whatever? It's a computer game. It's this computer game where 2 guys go into a computer game, and it's a beat 'em up, but they're in that virtual world, and they're literally totally engrossed in it. You are literally fighting and throwing kicks and everything because it's this fully engrossed, encompassing virtual environment. But yeah, it's got a twist to it, though. I'm not going to tell you the twist. Sorry.
They get trapped inside and they think it's real.
No. The twist is a lot more different. You'll never guess it, and I will not spoil it for you or anyone else who's seen it, because I promise you that you will hate me afterwards. But it's worth the twist. It's worth watching the twist.
Do you know what the episode was called?
Hold on.
Yes, Banksy is really this cool in real life. He is epic in real life. I met him for the first time the other day. I almost walked past him. I was like, that can't be him. He's too cool. And
yes,
it's
clearly
him. By the way, guys, if you want, well, not if you want, because we're on Banksy's stream, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share button.
Yes, and go to DamansGoldenDragon, literally as it's written on his screen. And guys, definitely, because he's great at Speaker's Corner. He does some awesome interviews, and he also does some awesome interviews in on his channel, on his just regular channel. I mean, he had Chris from Speaker's Corner the other day. That was an awesome interview.
Well, it wasn't an interview. It was just a conversation. It was just
But yeah, a great show, a great find
yeah.
to get just to get
I'm
Chris to
super
agree to come on your channel is awesome. It's really nice of him. Because
Yeah,
what
no.
I find is some people. This is my problem. I don't ask too enough people, and I should remember the saying. If you don't ask, you don't get.
Yes.
And I don't ask enough people because I'm like, oh, I'm a small channel. They probably won't want to be on my channel. Why would they be? I've got this like really bad attitude towards those things. I should just ask everyone and anyone. Come on my channel.
No, but you're right though. There are some people out there that are like, "Oh, you're beneath me. Why would I come onto your channel? It's got no benefit for me." But with him, I could tell that he was quite humble, and I could see that from his content. I had a ton of questions I knew I could ask him.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually prepare for that conversation. I just turned up, and I was like, "Okay, I know he's gonna say something interesting, and I'll be able to come off questions off the back of that." And yeah, it seemed to have gone pretty well. So yeah, if you guys are interested in religion and all that stuff, check out that Chris conversation from Speaker's Corner.
Exactly, and actually, admittedly, this was meant to be a geeky conversation about geeky things, and we started off with the geeky thing. But
It's still geeky. We're Black Mirror, no?
yeah, that's true. That is true. We're on Black Mirror. I wanted to ask you because I've never really quite nailed your what's it called? Your religious sort of leanings. It seems you're very much in the camp of Christianity. If you had to, if you had a gun to your head and you had to pick, but what is there? Is there a religious camp you fall into, or are you still
Nope.
keeping out?
I'm keeping well away because with Christianity, it's like there's some things that you're like, all right, you have to believe all the other religions are from the devil. You have to profess Jesus is your Lord and Savior. There's all these requirements, and I don't care about these requirements. I'm more about the journey of life, and I'm more about the growing rather than the doctrine. I think doctrine can mislead people into thinking that they're doing the right thing, where like we've seen in the past with the Crusades, with the ISIS and all this other stuff. These people think they were doing something right while they were following the scriptures, but unfortunately, they end up falling down this path I call identity religion, where they identify as a particular thing, and then when you identify as that, you don't want to let go of that, because if you let go of it, you let go of your own identity. It's part of your ego now.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'd rather stand on my own, to be honest, because then I could say and do whatever I want without having to make my group look bad.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm trying to get get that episode. If anyone knows the episode of Black Mirror where they're playing a computer game, let me know which one that is. I just I can't see it straight away. Striking Vipers. It's called Striking Vipers. It's season 5. It's in season 5, Striking Vipers, and San Junipero, which I love. I just love that because it's okay. That one I can maybe spoil it. It's not really that much to spoil. It's actually that one is in season 3, episode 4.
Sorry, what was that? What was the name?
Season 3, episode 4, San Junipero.
Oh, okay, that was the one that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and then the one with the computer game one is called season 5. It's on season 5, episode 1, Striking Vipers.
Striking Vipers. Okay.
These two friends, they meet inside this computer game, and it just gets interesting. There's always a twist to these things, that the Black Mirror stuff. But San Junipero is actually really great because it's essentially life after death. It deals with a lot of life after death kind of things. It's what it is they can download this. It's like in the future they can download your consciousness into a computer simulation now, and so after you die, those who want to go to a place called San Junipero, it's basically a holiday resort, and they can live there as long as they want. And it's about these two women who actually meet in San Junipero because they're not dead yet, but they're testing it out. They're testing it out because they're old and there's a chance they might die. So they get a weekly pass to go to San Junipero for 12 hours. And that's how the story begins. It's just a lovely story, though. It's a really well made story.
It's a love story, yeah.
Yeah, it's a love story.
Okay,
And
that reminds me of the Futurama one.
yeah, there's actually a story in Rick and Morty as well, where they do a San Junipero parody of that as well.
Oh no way!
Yeah, it's
Wait,
crazy.
which one is that? Which episode is that? In,
Oh, damn it! It's the one where they get where Morty is attached to a real life simulator computer game, and
Roy.
and Rick is trying to get him out of it before he's before his brain is lost or whatever. And so they end up some sort of San Junipero thing at some point.
Okay, yeah, it's called Roy, I think, or something like that.
I think so. Yes. I think it's the mother's though. It's because the mother has her own clone, and then they end up having a San Junipero experience in. Anyway, it's crazy. Rick and Morty are awesome as well. Unfortunately, they fired the lead voice.
Yes, Justin Rowland, because he was getting drunk or something about women or something.
Yeah, there was some kind of
exactly.
But
the creator of Rick and Morty, his name's Dan Harmon. He's the one who created Community, the one I mentioned earlier.
Oh wow! Okay,
with the ones that did
I gotta look this up.
Yeah. Oh, I love Community. Abed's my favorite character. If you guys in the chat, if you've not seen Community yet, please watch it. That's where, do you know when you watch Fresh and Fit?
Oh yeah.
If someone says something a bit sus, there's that audio, the soundboard that goes gay.
That's from. Oh my God! I've seen so many clips of this thing. He's the guy from The Hangover, the Mr. Wang or Wong or whatever, and he so long, gay boys, and he is the one who does the gay in the class. So that's from the TV show Community. I've seen that meme 1,000 times. It's brilliant.
The whole show is brilliant. You've got massive actors in there. You've got Jack Black, who does a little cameo. You've got Pierce. Pierce is I've forgotten what Pierce's real name is.
I mean, I've got here Jim Rash. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the Iranian guy? Oh no, Jim Rash. I don't know who that is.
Jim Rash he's a bald guy. He's been in some other
Gillian
movies.
Jacobs, Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, he's a singer now. He's
I've seen. I've seen some of his stuff. It's amazing.
Chevy Chase.
Who? Chevy Chase. Oh yes. I see a picture of Chevy. Oh my God, he's in it. Chevy Chase is still alive. Well, I mean, that was 2015. He may not be.
Yeah, anything could have happened now.
That's okay. The series ran from 2009 to 2015. Excellent. Yeah. The funny thing is, I just finished Young Sheldon's entire season 1 to 7 on a binge of about a month and a half. I've been binging it like crazy, and now I'm kind of out in the cold, looking for another TV show to tap into. And this one looks like.
Here we go.
Yeah, we've got how many seasons? How many seasons does this thing have?
6 seasons and a movie. Well,
6 seasons and a movie.
Hopefully going to make the movie soon. It's a tagline from the actual show. It's like it's very meta, especially with one of the characters, Abed. But he's always like 6 seasons in a movie, 6 seasons in a movie.
Damn.
He talks about each of the episodes as episodes, and they're like, "What are you talking about episodes? It was last week." And it's really, really good.
So it's a very meta kind of a theme about it. They know their own existence.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, and the ending. Oh, God, you're gonna love this show. You are gonna love this show. I wish you could actually live stream this while you were watching it.
Oh, it would be so good. We could actually do it on a Discord. I guess maybe we could watch some episodes on Discord. Because we can't do it on a YouTube thing because they'll kill it. But Discord is semi-private, really.
Drop some ones in the chat if you want to see that in Discord.
Yeah, exactly. The man. Do you? Can you put your Discord link? Actually, say something in my chat. If you see my chat, say something. I'll make you a mod. Drop your Discord link in there, and anyone who wants to join us, we could have a movie night, and we could just watch all of it, or a TV night, or whatever, and we could actually watch it there. That's a good idea. You can have a little community thing. Oh, good man, the man. Oh no, you are an admin. So yeah.
Oh, I am.
Yeah. Just drop it. Just drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So you wanted the link for my actual
Discord server. So if people want to join it, they can come on and watch it with us.
You don't have one yet, do you?
I do have a Discord, but I'll be honest, I'm never there. So it's kind of a disservice to the people who might go to my Discord server. I've got a few people who go in and they post things to me and they're like, oh, check this out. And I hardly ever answer the poor guys. I'm like, I look at it on my phone. I'm like, yeah, I'll answer that in a minute. And I swipe away and then I get caught up in other shit and then never go back. And I have this severe guilt inside me.
And the longer you leave it, the harder it is to actually go back.
Exactly.
And say,
it's like, it's rude now. It's been a month and a half since he posted that. Now I'm just too embarrassed to reply. It's horrific. And I just don't. You see, this is the thing. Some of these social media people, they are on it 24/7. They are replying to their tweets. They're replying to their, people on their Discord, on the Instagram. You must be joking. I have a job and life.
No, just doing these streams is hard enough sometimes. Like I was saying earlier, I don't even think I got to say it because my stream died. But I literally ran back from work, jumped in the shower, came out, and I was already running late. And I was like,
there you go.
Link, this, that, and then everything crashed. And I was like,
yeah, it's a nightmare.
You guys don't understand how much hard work this is sometimes.
People just truly don't realize how much actually goes into trying to get one of these freaking things up and running. And the thing is, for me, like yourself, actually, it's work after work. It's like I just finished work. I don't want to do more work.
But to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. Talking to you, Francis, and some of the conversations I had recently, where I actually wasn't just talking to myself, because a lot of my streams was just me talking to myself, talking to the camera. That felt like work. Talking to you guys have made it so awesome.
Thank you.
I've actually enjoyed it so much that you don't know where the time's gone. It's like, ooh, it's been 3 hours. The only reason we're ending is because we've got to go to bed.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That when I talk to you or any some of the other panelists, sometimes I have up, it is good fun. But you see, the difference is when I'm not running a show. I'll be perfectly honest. I go on other people's streams quite often because I like the conversation, but I do the conversation from the comfort of my bed in my underwear, and I'm just chilling and I'm picking what's its dust out of my belly button. But I can't do that here. I have to dress up like this. I have to comb my now hair, which I didn't used to have. So now I've got even more work to do. I got to wear this. I got to have lights. Green screen, camera, action, shit has to be done. I want to be lying down, just eating Cheetos and going, yeah, that guy's an asshole. Yeah. That's basically what I want to be doing.
We could do that movie night. That's the beauty of it. We could do that on movie night.
Exactly. Yeah, that because I don't have to be on camera. I don't have to dress up. I don't have to do anything. I can just again, what's it? Bag of Doritos and some salsa, and I'm good to go for the night. And women wonder why I actually wonder why women complain men are so hard to upkeep. You know how simple it is to please a man. The easiest possible thing ever. Men mostly want to be left alone. This is the great Patrice O'Neill. He said it. Oh, I love that guy. R.I.P. He said, men, we don't want to be alone. No, we want to be alone, but we don't want to be by ourselves. We want you guys around, but just like round the corner, sort of over there. Not just here. Not in front of us. Hearing
distance.
Yeah. But we want to be alone mostly, but we just don't want to be by ourselves. And generally, mostly peace and quiet, occasionally blowies. We consider that like a bonus round. Doesn't even have to be every day. I'll be honest. I mean, I can only speak for myself. Once a day is great. A couple of times a week is fine. We're still fine. We're still loyal. We'll still go to those jobs. We'll work our fingers to the bone and bring back the beef, the cash. And we'll literally give you all the cash if you're good at handling the money in the household. I've seen so many fathers, friends that have got married. They literally come home and say, here's all the cash. In fact, no, they have a joint bank account. They're like, it all just goes straight in there and the lady has the card.
Women are good at shopping in regards to like coupons and all this and getting the best deals.
Well,
Whereas guys,
some.
we're just like, oh, well, for me, I'm like, guys are just typically like, oh, what's quick, easy,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. It's
can I
true.
get back to my shit. And,
Discounts. I never do discounts. I have no fucking clue. It's like
No.
I go to like these supermarkets and they go, oh, if you have an Asda card, if you have a Sainsbury's loyalty card, you could get. Da, 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 da. I'm like, you must be joking me. Do I look domesticated to you? I'm just buying this shit now. Do I get a discount now? Oh no, but this is on your next purchase. Just check me out. I'm not coming back.
No.
And even if I do, I still don't give a shit about the discount.
I got this look by the guy at the petrol station today because he's like, Nectar card, and I said, I told you already, like I don't need it.
I don't do
and he's
this.
like, but I've seen you 4 times now. I'm like, okay. Yeah,
It's
maybe I
like,
should
you know
get
how much
one.
you could have saved if you actually had a Nectar card? I don't give a shit. I didn't think this through. You think I was sitting around going, oh, I'm going to go to this X shop and buy X, Y, Z. No, I arrived here, I put the petrol in and I went, oh, I like some of this shit. Because
Essentially.
I am ADHD.
I'm a little kid. I'm like, oh, what's this? What's
Yeah,
What's that?
shiny. I'll have it. I'll put it in the basket. There is no forethought behind this. There's no planning. There's no like I must remember to do X, Y, Z. I haven't wrote a shopping list in a best part of 10 years.
Damn.
I just know that I've run out of stuff. I just know. I swear. I walk into a supermarket sometimes and go, I know I've run out of something. I don't know what that thing is. I'm going to walk around these aisles until it comes in front of me and then it triggers my brain. Sometimes I'm walking around for an hour solid going, I know it's here, but I don't know what it is that I need.
People coming up to you like, excuse me, sir, do you need help? And you're like, nobody can help me.
No, I'll know what it is when I see it. You have no idea how real that is. People think I'm doing. This isn't a comedy bit. This isn't a thing. This is actually my shopping plan. This is what I do when I go out. I walk around. Sorry.
You should live stream it.
I swear, I should. It's just, yeah. No, I mean, I have occasionally, I'm like, okay, I need eggs. And what I've found is if I say it 10 times in my head, I will tend to sort of lock it in there. So like, okay, eggs have run out. I need eggs, get eggs. I could write it down. I could open my phone and write, get eggs. But no, that would be too much planning.
No, that's too easy. Life is about
way
pain and
too-
suffering.
Yes. It's about walking up and down the milk aisle for an hour and a half until you realize you needed eggs, not milk. It was eggs, you idiot. Why am I buying a pint of milk? It's happened. I was at the checkout and it suddenly dawns on me. Oh no, it was the eggs. I'm not joking. I am that asshole where you've been waiting for 20 minutes at the checkout for some granny to check out all her stuff. I'm the asshole who gets to the till and then goes, oh shit, I'll be back in a minute. And then I run off for 10 minutes looking for the shit I just remembered that I forgot to put in the basket. I'm that guy.
So blame him next time you're stuck behind
Yeah,
anyone.
if you're grinding your teeth ready to murder someone, it's probably because you're behind me. I swear, this is ridiculous. Sometimes I just think I got to be more domesticated. I got to like write lists and do the thing. This is why men ultimately need women. I think women tend to take on some of that stuff and they sort of, you know what I mean? This is the yin and yang. I know we need eggs. She writes down we need eggs. Yin,
You do the
yang.
doing, he does the writing. That's it.
Oh God. This the amount of times I've gone to supermarkets without a clue. And the thing is, I like supermarkets rather than online shopping because of the experience of walking around the aisles and, you know, that whole thing. I'm still old school that way. But if I actually shopped online, it would be far better because I'll be right there at the house. checking shit.
Walking around the living room for an hour and a half on the same page. Like, what did I want?
There was something here. Keep looking into the pantry. No, and then back to the toilet. No, it wasn't that. But it's here. It's definitely here. The thing I need. Oh God.
Would you end up getting one of those implants from Elon if it helped
Oh,
you do
the neural net. Is it neural net? Yeah, I think
Neuralink.
Neuralink, exactly. Ooh.
You're thinking Skynet, which is going to turn into.
That's when I'm driving around and they go, okay, let's switch them all off, guys, and then the car just veers off the road. Yeah, you see, that's the problem. Those are my paranoias. I love the concept of, yes, I could have a chip, never forget any other things on the chip, but then again, I'm also at the same time worried about the fact that they will just switch me off. and it may
you
be
prefer the government to turn you on.
Well, I mean, it would. The only thing is, I would consider it. I would imagine it would always be at the most awkward times. I'm in the shower, soaping up my groin, and then boom, they shut me down, and then my mum walks in like, "What's wrong with you?" Office, or pulls the curtain away, and I'm like, just drooling at the mouth with my hands around my groin. You just don't want that in your life. That's not what you need. So yeah, I'm just worried about the transhuman. You see, when I was saying about the transhuman sort of concepts, it's kind of started with little bits here and there. If you get this neural net or neural link. No, neural, yeah, that's like a hybrid already. How about if they start implanting certain things in your arms and legs, or in your hands, essentially, where you bring up, instead of having a telephone, it brings up a holographic image, like the Iron Man type stuff. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't even think you need the Iron Man stuff. I think the Iron Man stuff is actually outdated. It'll all be just optical in your contacts. In your eyes. It'll be just what do you call it? Augmented reality, AR. So I think that whole Iron Man thing, that's just for us to see what he's seeing. Otherwise, in reality, he would just have contact lenses, which would display everything.
He'll just be doing this, and there'll be nothing there for us to see, but he sees everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not only just that, I mean, in fact, they kind of give us a little bit of that when you see inside his helmet and you see the little things pop up. Well, that would be everything. That wouldn't just be the things on his hand. It would just be everything in front of him. It's already happened. If you get the new Oculus from Facebook, the Facebook's Oculus Rift device, it brings you multiple screens. Like right now, I've got physical screens in front of me. I would, in all honesty, if this product wasn't it wasn't a Facebook product, because I despise Zuckerberg and everything about his company, I would be all over that. Because
really?
Of course, because I don't need physical monitors. I can have 50-inch monitors in front of me, and it's all virtual. I can have 4 of them, and I just like bring this one in, type whatever I want, throw that away. The whole Minority Report shtick.
Yeah. But I just could not get around wearing that big ass thing.
Yeah, that is true. You sweat like a pig. I used it. My brother has one for the gaming and stuff like that. And yes, you sweat like an absolute pig. I mean, when I took it off, I swear to God, you had to drain it. It was just so much sweat in there. My brother was like, "You bastard! Now I have to go and have this thing burnt because it's just soaked in your flesh." No, he's just like wiping it with like antibacterial wipes. But yeah, you do sweat a lot. They have to, if they could make them like this or contacts. That would be amazing.
But the thing I worry about is because I ended up buying one of these 3D TVs when it came out. And I was like, oh, this is great. I could play these computer games in 3D. I could watch movies in 3D. And 5 minutes into watching and playing, I was like, my head hurts. I was like, let me get this one. I prefer just playing the game.
I played for a long time on his Oculus. And I'm an old man. Believe me, I'm much older than people think. And I've played virtual reality in the 90s when that movie Lawnmower Man came out. I was old enough to go see Lawnmower Man in the movie theaters. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. That is old. What was that? 93, 87?
I think it was 9. I don't know actually.
92.
92. Yeah, I was actually old enough to see it in the movies, but I didn't. I saw it later on in video. But I was using VR headsets, the blocky, just giant blocks of vector graphic crap. But it was like a mech warrior. So I was in a mech machine and I was walking around and I was like blowing things up. Those headsets were huge, massive things, just weighed a ton. Your neck would hurt afterwards.
Probably
And
cost
yes,
the bomb as well.
yeah, and I also got huge headaches from it. But I also got huge headaches from playing Doom,
Yeah.
Doom and Quake, because those graphics were really bad. But then once we got into the world of Call of Duty, Xbox 360 onwards kind of rounds, things got a lot better. And this Oculus one that I used, it didn't give me, it gave me nausea when I was on the roller coaster simulator. Yeah, that was pretty messed up. That was really messed up. But I wasn't so bad in the sense of headaches anymore. They are getting there. The graphics are getting better and better. I think it's to do with the vector graphics, essentially the quality of the graphics. As they improve, the headache thing will get better.
Okay, I thought it was because the lenses are right next to your eyes and your brain's trying to kind of like make sense of it. And
Maybe. I
know.
mean, there is some aspect of that, but as I said, for the Oculus one, I found it was 1,000 times better than like the 1992, virtual helmet.
I was in Dubai a couple of years back, and I was like, "Oh, cool! They've got the VR roller coaster." I was like, "Let's try this out." Oh my god, I felt sick afterwards.
Really?
And the graphics were so bad. I was like, "What is the point of having this VR headset where you could feel like you're really there, and then have the crappiest graphics ever?"
That's it. That's the problem. This is what I mean. It's the quality. As I said, for me, as they become, because they're still gamey. I mean, for at least the one I used, it was still a lot more like you could tell you were in a game rather than in a real environment, actual like real life quality graphics. I think as they reach graphic levels of graphic where it's indistinguishable from reality, you know
Have
what
you
I mean?
seen Unreal 5 engine?
Yes. I've seen the
Oh
Unreal
my
5.
God,
Yeah,
that looks
that
good.
is amazing. Especially the Matrix one. They did a Matrix like demo thing. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see
Oh,
that.
you haven't seen it? Look up Unreal 5 Matrix, and it's amazing. It is brilliant. I mean, it's really hard to tell that it's actually graphics, computer graphics,
Yeah.
rather than.
No, I saw someone was doing like, well, it looked like someone was just literally filming themselves with a GoPro camera, running through a building, shooting paintballs or shooting guns.
All right.
It was all
Yeah.
CGI. I was
Yeah.
like, that is insane.
This is what I mean. Once we get virtual reality of that level with like glasses of this kind of level or contact lenses, I think once we get to that point, then virtual reality or augmented reality will become much more daily. Because I've seen people with like the new Apple, the Apple Glass or Apple glasses or whatever it is, the Apple thing that came out. Did you see those people? The Apple.
Was it recently?
Yeah, it came out like
Yeah.
last year or something. Apple glasses. Yeah. This is the Apple glasses, which is £3,500. £3,500 to look like an absolute douchebag in the streets. I mean, to me, I can make you look like a douchebag for far less than that, like half the price, like £1,500 easily. I will make you look like the biggest asshole that has ever walked the earth. DM me, anyone who's interested, message me, Discord, whatever. £1,500, I'll make you look like a giant douchebag. No effort. Or you could pay £3,500 to look like a giant douchebag in the streets.
Have South Park done an episode on it yet?
I don't know. I think so. I think they did a little segment. I'm sure they would have, because South Park is on it.
Yeah.
South Park.
I saw they released one recently. It was in regards to some drugs, where Cartman tries to become skinny.
Yes, it's called The End of Obesity, and it's Ozempic. But you can also have a substitute, much cheaper version of instead of Ozempic, which is Lizzo. You can be Lizzo. Just watch and try not giving a fuck. It's brilliant because there's videos of Lizzo responding to that clip.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to check that out.
Oh, watch it. She is pissed. She is pissed because it says some of the side of it. In fact, I clipped it and I posted it on YouTube, but YouTube immediately copyright strike me and banned it from all countries. So I had to put it on TikTok, but it is available on Hafez Reflex TikTok if anyone's interested. Oh, yes. By the way, I have a TikTok too. You see what I mean? All this crap you have to keep up with. But yeah, I have a TikTok, Hafez Reflex, and Lizzo is on there.
Do you put it in your links? Do you have links?
Oh, links for my TikTok. Christ, no, I don't even have a link for that.
No,
thing.
you don't. You've got Discord.
I am useless at this shit. Okay, I want to keep the community one. I'm looking at all my tabs, which ones I can close. Yeah, just TikTok it. It's all right. Just TikTok, and then go to Hafez Reflex. Just type Hafez Reflex on TikTok. I'm sure it must come up by now. I've posted enough crap. Let me see. Oh Christ! Like this. Oh damn! It's really difficult now. On the web version, they don't even let you post unless you sign in with TikTok. Screw that. I'm not signing in right now. Anyway, guys, just Google me on or search me on TikTok. Does it come up? Did I appear?
Sorry? I did not search. No,
it's okay. Don't worry. I'll do it.
I pressed something on the chat and I was trying to see what it said, and I ended up doing some other stuff. I don't know why you made me mod.
ADHD all the way. We are like so ADHD on the shit. Like, we're supposed to be running a show. Ooh, shiny thing.
Oh, I could do something I can normally not do. What does that do? Sorry.
We're just like so bad at this shit. It's unbelievable. Yeah, Hafez.
What makes it so good?
Yeah, Hafez.reflex. Just post that shit somewhere. It's there. Actually, let me see if I can actually post it on YouTube. Sorry, guys. We are supposed to be entertaining you guys. I know we're the dancing monkeys, but right now I'm distracted. Dance for me, monkey boy. Dance for me. Entertain me.
You missed it.
Oh. Oh, I don't know, man. I'm maybe I'm not made up for this entertainment gig.
No,
I'm way too distracted way too quickly.
How is there 14 people watching and only 9 likes? Guys, hit that like button.
Yeah, at least there must be. You can't have 14 hate watchers. I mean, I know I have hate watchers. I know I have them, but
you hate watchers.
Yeah, people who despise me but still watch my shit so that they can take the piss out of me later on. Don't you get that? There must be.
No, actually,
that's quite popular. Surprisingly, it's very, very popular. People.
I do get the Muslims come in and leave comments on videos when I talk to other Muslims, and they're like, "Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about."
Oh.
But apart from that, yeah, they don't typically give me. I did used to get one Muslim guy. He used to come in and just insult me. But after I told him that he was just helping me in the algorithm, he left. So I was like,
I said, "This is like." Oh, by the way, you're helping my content grow. Dun 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 dun. Window crash. Checkmate. Muslims, whatever, no matter what you do, you will increase the content level, and that's the thing. Even if they downvote, it increases the it helps the algorithm. If they upvote, it increases the algorithm. Everything they do increases the algorithm.
Because as soon as they interact with it, it's like, oh, people interact with this.
Exactly.
Let's show it to more people who might want to interact with it.
So it's a complete like checkmate of anyone who wants to sort of hate watch you. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I hate watch other people as well, and I still give them a downvote. I still do. I'm so petty. I'm like no one's given like this. There's like 5 people watching the stream or some stream I'm on, and I hate this guy or whatever they're saying, and I still petty enough to give it a down vote. It's like the only down vote. In fact, sometimes it's the only vote. I'm like, I'm still petty. Down.
Do you want to tell us one of the channels you've done that on?
Oh no, I'm not giving names. No. I can't give names. Some of the people know me.
Give me a name in the back.
I'll throw in.
I want to see what
Hamza's Den. There you go. I can give that one. Okay. Hamza's Den always gets a down vote.
I tried watching it a few times, but it was so difficult. I was like, mate, this guy needs to chill out.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Then he's in the shop doing his all shop stuff. I'm like, if you're at work, do your work. If you can't focus on the chat, if you can't focus on actually doing...
Oh, he's doing a live show from a shop that he's working in?
That he owns, yeah.
Oh.
He just stands there and he starts serving customers in the middle of it, and then he just kind of ignores the customers, go back to YouTube thing. I'm like, just one thing at a time, mate. One thing at a time.
The funny thing is, I see a lot of that on TikTok. A lot of TikTokers do that. I've got people who are like... there's a guy who's selling like he's got one of those mobile burger vans type things. Yeah, he's just got a phone in the corner and he's selling people burgers and he's on TikTok live. I'm like, this is horrific. Who would watch this? 4 hours later, I'm still watching this man sell burgers. Why am I still watching this shit? I said it was terrible.
You gave him the down vote and everything.
I'm not scrolling away. Why? That's how it is. I swear.
Were you thinking about what you went on there for?
No, it just...
I came in for something. 3.5 hours later.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I was like, oh, I just wanted to see this TikTok video. 4 hours later. Okay, he sold 4 burgers. There's a woman asking for a hot dog now. Are the hot dogs halal? Let me find out. Is the hot dogs halal? Free Palestine. I see a lot of Free Palestines on this stream. Oh, it's terrible. Have you seen the NCP people?
Oh, yeah, the NPCs.
NPC, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, they're like
on TikTok.
They say random shit, don't they? They just people gift.
When they gift them, they then acknowledge the gift of whatever, like a rose. There's a woman. I literally now follow this woman. It's insane, and she's really big now. She's got this fake thing that she wears at the front, which gives her like breasts and stuff. It's like a suit of armor, almost, like gladiator type suit of armor. She wears this thing on top, and it's like gives her this body shape. She wears a blonde wig and a cowboy hat sometimes or whatever. Anyway, she dresses up.
You sure she's a she?
Ooh. I never questioned it. Looks like a she. Looks really like a she. Yeah, but let me unfollow this one. It may not be good for my social standing. But no, I'm I'm putting like an 80% down that she's a she, because there are trans ones there as well. And I usually, my favorite thing when I stumble across a trans person on TikTok is this one with a hole or a pole? Because I can't tell. In fact, that was a test with some of my chatters where they used to come up because the name was ambiguous and I couldn't tell. So it was like, I don't know, Peace Lover 64, and I'm like, hey, Peace Lover, are you a hole or a pole? just wondering, just where I want to say mate or madam. I don't know. So yeah, anyone in the chat, could you please identify yourself as a hole or a pole?
You should do a community little poll.
Yeah, are you a hole or a pole? Yeah, but the problem is I can't tell who is then. It would just be like 50% holes and 20% poles. But no one. I wouldn't know. I still won't know who is. Who is who? I'm so confused. But yeah, I usually do that with the trans ones. Are you a hole or a pole? And funnily enough, quite often they go, I'm a trans, love. I'm like, so you're a pole. so we're dealing with a pole here, right?
Which way does it go?
Look, there's only two categories for me. You're either a hole or a pole. I don't give a shit about your pronouns, neopronouns, xenopronouns, nothing else. Hole, pole. That's it. You tell me.
So
Go on.
I was just saying, so you watch a lot of these NPC streamers then?
You see, with TikTok, is as soon as you watch one, then another one, and another one. And another one. So yeah, you know the meme. You know the meme. And another one. So yeah, it just comes up. So I ended up with that lady, the cowboy lady, and then there's a Michael Jackson one that comes up. And that guy, I think he's got nervous system issues, because when he gets like a rose, he goes, I'm like, when did Michael Jackson ever do that? And he does it like all the time. So it's not just one or two times. Every time someone puts a rose, oh, thank you for the rose. And he's like twitching. It's brilliant. But that's what the NPC, this NPC lady, yeah, she does that. She goes, oh, thank you for the rose. Oh, thank you for the rose. And then someone like donates 35 roses in a go. And she's like, oh, thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for that. She's just doing it. And they're just like, I'm sure they do it on purpose just to mess with her. And like 50 roses.
Wait for the Windows crash symbol. Yeah. They're like, oh, I think I've seen some people actually go apeshit on there, where they're like, oh, just calm down. You're donating too much.
Yeah, because they're constantly, there's, Oh, I came across one guy. I got to find him again because I don't follow him. Hot dog man. Every time you donate a hot dog, he has to go. And it's like people are donating like 50 hot dogs, so he's just going for like 5 minutes.
Oh my god,
he's the best. Look up Hot Dog Man on TikTok. People make a living like this. This is their chosen career now. The man dresses up now in a hot dog as well. He started off not dressing up in a hot dog. He was just normal, but he was doing that thing with the hot dog. And now, he had like a what's it called, soft toy hot dog, and he would do it with that. But now he actually wears a hot dog outfit as well, and he's just going This is a chosen career of an adult. He probably has kids. He probably has like goes to church at the weekend. Oh, John, how are you? Good, Pastor. Yeah. Week's been pretty good. How's the job? Oh, well, not bad. You know, it's all going well. Oh, okay. In that case, I'll see you later then. Thank you. Take care. Drives home. Okay, time to go to work. Puts on the hot dog outfit. All right, love, the dinner's ready. I'll be there in a minute. And the kids on their homework. Yeah, little Johnny's finding maths difficult. I'll help him. Just 50 more of these to go.
Do you remember? Oh, you must know this reference. Kindergarten Cop.
Yes.
Who is
it's
your
not
daddy and what does he do?
Yeah. That's my father's job. I mean, imagine if you have like bring your dad to school day. Yeah. Like, what does your dad do? I'm an influencer. I have a TikTok account where I mostly just. That's. The thing is, he makes a fortune because those hot dogs cost money every time you donate. These are not free.
No.
He gets thousands of them. Because people just want to.
And it's all trolls who are trying to do it.
Of course, people are just messing with him, but they're the one. Who's the troll? Who's the idiot? Really, the one who's making money out of this, or the ones who are going, 50 hot dogs?
The guy making money out of it, he sold his soul.
You know what I mean? The man is a genius. He's managed to figure out how to pretend to deep throat hot dogs for a living. And he's probably raking it in. You know, he probably finishes the work. He goes, okay, guys, thank you for the live stream. Thanks, like and subscribe or whatever, follow. Ends the live stream. Goes into his Bentley that he only bought yesterday, brand new, fully paid, and then drives to his mansion. Who's the idiot now?
Still him. Still him. Still him. I can't believe you. No self-respect. No self-respect.
Tell you
don't
what,
know if I could do that.
I'll swallow some hot dogs for a Bentley. I'll buy that for $1.
Right, you heard him, ladies and gents. Drop the hot dog emojis.
Yeah.
In the super chat. Do you have super chats available yet?
Oh God, I gotta monetize, man. I am deeply unmonetized. The thing is, I can't monetize this channel, but the Banksy style. They literally wrote me a letter saying you will never be monetized on YouTube. That's why I do the shit I do on this channel. I don't put this shit on Hafiz. You think I put this shit on Hafiz? Hafiz, that'd kill me. I can talk about deep throating a hot dog on the Banksy channel because they've told me you will never be monetized.
So how do they get away with that on the TikTok? TikTok saying,
well, it's a hot dog. So I guess, TikTok lets that one slide. I don't know.
I've had TikToks being taken down because it's like I've said Muslims or I've said Islam, and they're like, "Oh no, you're being too critical because you can't question anything, but you want to pretend like you're scoffing down a hot dog in one go
all day."
All day, yeah. That is insane,
dude. I've seen people on YouTube have videos of explaining. It's meant to be what's it called, a tutorial video of how anal sex works, and one dude literally is in a doggy position in front of the camera with a little curtain thing behind, and the other guy's inserting his arm into him. I'm not joking. This is on YouTube as part of an educational program.
If Francis was here, he would say Astaghfirullah.
Astaghfirullah, exactly. Oh no, Francis does. He did. I mean, I think he's doing a live show actually tonight. That's why. But he did come on this channel, and I'll be honest, he mostly knows not to, because he knows that I go. I let the chain it's off the chain. This one is not restrained by the good Lord's good manners. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I haven't said cunt or fuck or motherfucker almost not at all in this entire show. So if you actually think about it, I've been very good. Really well. I had an intro on this channel, not on this channel, on the other Banksy channel, where it was the Game of Thrones compilation, a medley of them saying the word cunt. It was literally just cunt, 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 cunt. The whole thing. And that was my introduction to a series called My Life in Cuntville. And it was meant to be like the roundup of the week of everything that's just cuntish. So
I wonder why YouTube doesn't want to monetize.
You know why? I am family friendly. Pepsi, Coke. If you want to be a cunt, drink this.
Pepsi's going to start sending you thingy.
Oh, they're going to copyright. Coke's going to copyright claim that immediately.
But Pepsi's going to send you some money for that. They're like, yep, you can do more of that.
Do you like your teeth? Do you wish that you had high calorie count in your body and type 2 diabetes where sugar runs free? Drink this shit.
We got Francis in the chat. He said, excuse me, language.
There you go. He's already tone policing me immediately from the chat. Tone policing from the sidelines. But yeah, no. I mean, admittedly, I am on technically your StreamYard, but my stream. So that's why you can cut all that out if you want to copy this thing over. just clip most of this shit. Yeah. We'll even do that, so you know where to go in the video.
Well,
admittedly, you have to go
to now, yeah.
Yeah, you got to go 5 minutes before, where I was talking about Cuntville and the sugary shit that will ruin your life.
I probably have to cut out the gagging as well, and the
hot dog man. Well, I mean, they let it on TikTok, so I'm not sure. I think YouTube would be okay with that, but of course,
YouTube would. But I tried to create a space for my group.
That is true. It may not be of the caliber of audience that you have. It might not be accepted. Although Suvi, she's one of your audience, and she's still here watching me go ah. She seems to be on board with that.
No, she was flirting with someone in the chat last time. She was flirting with that Mohammed guy actually.
Oh,
And-
the Somali chap that was on your channel.
Yeah, yeah, and she ended up doing one of those muta marriages over the stream. I was like, yep, stop it. Keep it
Nice, nice. Suvi is down. She's down and dirty. I like it. Yeah, to be honest with you, most of the people, I mean, I have to even admit, some of my own audience who know the horrific shit that I say and do on this show, some of them are even like, oh, dude, why? Why'd she have to do that? You get that? You know, it's like your parents when they don't actually, they're not angry. They go, look, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed, which is far worse than even if they beat you. It would be better if they beat you.
You still feel that weeks or months later. You're like, oh, damn.
It stings. It stings in your core. It hurts your soul. It doesn't just hurt you.
Wait, you have a soul?
You atheist bastard. Your entire argument's down the toilet now. You said it. Look, I will use Christian, Islamic, and all other religious symbolism and words and all sorts of things. Yes, I will. And I am a double standard, hypocritical person. I fully embrace my hypocrisy.
That's the best way to be. At least then no one can say you're a hypocrite about your hypocrisy.
Well, no, people say the words like, "Oh, you're so hypocritical. That's such double standard." Like, and
It's just language. You're trying to communicate something.
well, it's not even that. It's like, am I supposed to be offended because you just told me I'm a hypocrite? Yes, I'm a hypocrite. Totally, completely hypocritical. No, I mean, I don't know. I just think that religious iconography, that's the word I was thinking about, and symbolism and language, it's part of our everyday life. You know, you can't just pluck it out because you've said, you know, I'm sorry, there isn't enough evidence for the creator of the universe, so now I have to stop using English. It's in English. It's like all over English. It's in Shakespeare. It's like it's part of everyday existence. You know, if you're in a Muslim world, you'll be encompassed and surrounded by Islamic iconography and symbolism and speech. If you're in a Christian world, it's all over that. If you're a Hindu, Buddhist, wherever you are, you're going to be, you know, it's all around you. You can't just...
Yeah, it's part of the culture.
Exactly. There's a cultural aspect to this. And I'm not going to just sort of, you know, tiptoe around it because I just said, you know, I don't feel there's enough evidence for a creator of all things. But
I think it'd be pretty cool if you did, though. If you just started saying, "Oh my science," or
"Oh my, oh Newton, damn you Einstein." You stump your toe.
Einstein, damn it!
Yeah, you stump your toe. You go, Copernicus. I mean, come on. It's just a thing. But yeah, even I've used like inshallah on a lot of things. Like someone says, especially when I'm talking to Middle Eastern people and those kind of things, Iranians. I use the word inshallah a lot because it's part of our speech. Like, oh yeah, let's all get together someday. You know, in the end of the month, or let's all go for a dinner next week. Yes, inshallah, we'll get together. And it's kind of like a thing. Like, yeah, we'll. You know, hopefully we'll do it. Exactly. Hopefully is even a religious sort of term to it.
It's about hope.
Yeah. So it's not. You know, it all depends on which language I'm talking and who I'm talking to. I will use some of their religious terms.
I just realized what hopefully means. I've always used the word. Now, just because you used it, I was like, you're fully hoping.
Yeah.
Hope. Fully.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
sorry.
Even
Language is
things like
amazing.
good morning. Good morning is a religious term.
Is it?
Yeah, it's damn, the etymology of good morning. It comes from religion. It comes from Christianity. I forgot. Someone said to me.
Was it meant to be God morning and some dyslexic person wrote it down wrong?
Yeah, something. No, dyslexic person. No, but it comes something from that. Good morning etymology. The Middle English good, more yang, also as good morning or God's morning, from Old English Guten Morgen.
That's German. Guten Morgen.
Yeah, that's also Old English is kind of German as well. But I think that's what it comes. I think it is something like that. It's got that sort of attachment to it. So yeah, a lot of the words good morning and good night and stuff like that. It's all like it's got God's day or God's morning or God be with you.
Even the days of the week. Thursday is Thursday. Wednesday, I think, is Odin's Day.
I think so. I'm not sure about Wednesday, but of course Saturday and Sunday, Saturn and Sun.
I got called Saturn today. Oh, a funny story actually. It's not that funny to be honest. It's just interesting for me. Sorry, I'm about to bore you. But I drive for a living. I drive coaches at the moment.
Nice.
And I had some school kids on, like 2 years old, 3 years old, and they were going somewhere, and the teacher asked them, "What animal do you think the driver is?" And the kid was like, "Saturn."
Ah.
I was like, "How cool, I get that," because Saturn is also Satan. I was like, he's been watching my YouTube.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I didn't realize Saturn had a connection with Satan, because I saw a documentary on YouTube ages ago about the evolution of the devil, and like the history of the devil, and they didn't. I don't remember them mentioning Satan, but they, at least in that documentary, they mentioned what's it called?
Saturn or Jupiter? Which one's Satan?
Yeah, but I mean, they mentioned the god, the Zoroastrian gods, because there's two main gods, Ahriman and Ahura Mazda. Ahura Mazda is the sun god, Ahriman is the moon god, and they then traced the devil from Ahriman's, and also we have other things like other characters like the keeper of the underworld from the Greek mythology, Hades, and so because, like, you know how the devil has a trident, Hades. That's what. Hades actually has a fork. He doesn't have a trident, but I think they kind of mix that up with Poseidon, because Poseidon has a trident. And so there was a lot of like these sort of connections where they made all these different sort of things about where the history of the devil came out. Because as far as I know, and I'm pretty sure that's true, the Jews don't have a devil. They don't have the heaven and hell in the way like we have. And Jahannam, or Gehenna, comes from a place in Jerusalem where they used to burn bodies. And that's...
I've heard this. Yes,
that's where the whole fire in hell and all that context sort of came out of, because this place was... Because bodies take ages to burn, especially if you don't have a furnace. So this place was constantly like burning all the time, because bodies were being burned. So for that reason, the concept of the ever-burning flames of, hell kind of came out of this Gehenna, which is where the Jews used to burn bodies. And, in Arabic, we have Jahannam. I think you pronounce it the same.
Jahannam. Jahannam is heaven. Jahannam is hell.
Jannah is heaven.
Jannah
is heaven, and Jahannam is hell. Iranians, we don't say Jannah, though. We say Behesht. We have a different word for heaven, Behesht. Okay. But yeah, so these things sort of evolved, if you like, out of different elements and different parts of that culture and that part of the world. So the whole heaven and hell thing is a latter idea than the biblical, the Old Testament thing, and you can see that because even Hades wasn't hell. You didn't go to hell when you went to Hades. It was where the dead went, where the mortal dead went. Essentially, that was where their souls ended up. You end up in Hades, but it wasn't a punishment or a place.
I think you'd cross a river or something.
Yeah,
where you'd have like the death,
you pay the ferryman. That's why they put 2 coins on your eyes.
Romans,
yeah, for the ferryman, and then it will take you into the underworld, and that's where you will reside. But it wasn't hell. Or heaven. It was just a place. Now, admittedly, depending on your, I think because I saw this TV show recently called the Blood of Zeus. It's an animated show. It's really good. It's season 2, and they talked about Hades, and you can be punished in Hades depending on your what you did in your life, and if you don't repent, or if you don't ask for forgiveness for the council, because there's a council of 3 kings that judges you, and if you repent at that point, you will not be punished in Hades. But if you don't, then you will. There are punishments where you will be sort of, they have. I think one of them was like a snake dropping its venom upon you for like a billion years or something. You're tied to some tree, and then there's also other punishments. But it was all in that place. It wasn't Hades, and then you go to Mount Olympus if you are a good man. You don't.
It's
There's none.
that one thing.
Yeah, everybody, mortals go to that place. Only gods exist in Mount Olympus. No mortal man can go into Olympus, and that's why people like Hercules and stuff could go, because they're demigods. They're half gods, so they can enter, but no human being can go to.
Why demi, not semi?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't have a semi. He just had a demi.
Because demi is a word for what Muslims use, right? They say that if they have Sharia law, they call demis or demis.
Oh, demi. No,
Demi,
demi is a
that's it.
second-class citizen or second-class like kafirs. Yeah, they're demis, but no, that's a different thing. Yeah, that's like being a second-class individual within a demi. Oh man,
I just heard the term the other day. I was
Dimitude.
just trying to remember exactly what it was.
I don't know if I'm spelling it right, demi. But yeah, it's essentially, I mean, it means second-class citizen, but it is a non-Muslim there you go. A dhimmi refers to a non-Muslim subject of the Ottoman Empire. So those were considered dhimmis, derived from the Islamic legal concepts of membership to society. Non-Muslims, dhimmis, were afforded protection by the state and did not serve in the military. In turn, for specific taxes. I'm glad that this is such a woke, freaking sanitized version of it from Google. It's trying not to upset the Muslims, essentially. But yes, the special taxes. Yeah, the jizya tax, where they were forced into the corners and were humiliated. Yeah, that special tax.
Wow. I just learned this morning actually about the marriage thing, because I've spoken to Muslims and they've gone, no, you could divorce in Islam. All you have to say is divorce 3 times and that's it, it's done. And I found out actually no, it's more complicated than that, and the man has the ability to override what the woman wants.
Well, only the man can say 3 times divorce anyway. Not the woman doesn't have the right to even. They didn't tell you that part. The woman can't do that. Only the man can divorce a woman. A woman cannot divorce a man unless they go to the Sharia courts, and the elders, who usually are the judges of the court, deem it that yes, it is okay for this woman to legitimately get married, and then they will essentially tell the man, you have to give her divorce. But if the man doesn't want to divorce the woman doesn't really have much of a recourse. She can't divorce him. She has to appeal to the Sharia court, and he would have had to have done something quite egregious, like beat the living crap out of her or something quite bad, because there's been plenty of times. I mean, I can tell you that in Iran, this is applied in Iran, by the way, plenty of men who've, been beating their wives, left, right and center. And the courts go, well, he made a mistake. He's sorry. He's apologized. Now, try again for another 6 months. Yeah, they do shit like that all the time. They do shit like that all the time. And people think, this is what I mean. This is the problem with converts to Islam. When I talk to, I think Jordan M., the one who debated with Bob just in the last couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I want to have a conversation with him. I thought it would be interesting, but I've been told that...
he's extremely dishonest, so be ready. If you have a conversation with him, sure, go up to him, and he's perfectly nice to talk to. He's still an Englishman, through and through at the end of the day, so he still has English mannerisms, although heavily tainted by Islam. But he's exceedingly dishonest when he talks about Islam, and he will not answer a straight question. And we took a lot for Bob to get a straight answer out of him that he actually wants Sharia for the UK. And he knew that if he didn't give that straight answer, because he said it so often online, that people like me would have no problem. We would gleefully dig all that crap out and make a massive compilation of all the times he said he wants Sharia for the UK. So he would be exposed as a bold-faced liar. And he knew that would come if he doesn't admit to it. I think that's what he was thinking, that if I say outright no, I didn't ask for Sharia, he's going to get a avalanche of videos coming his way. But if he admits to it, at least he would have, you know,
maybe have videos coming out anyway, but
yeah,
at least
exactly. At least he won't be classed as a liar, as a bold-faced liar. He would at least have that on his side. So I think that's why, because it was just too obvious that he is, you know, he wants Sharia. He's said it so many times. He actually thinks Sharia will be a cure for the Western problems that we're having. You know, trans testicles and abortion and single mothers and all the woes of the West. Essentially, Sharia will fix all of that, according to him. My problem with him is that he's never lived in a Muslim country. He doesn't know the machinations and the legal wranglings and the fact that your husband's beating the crap out of you, but you still have to go and live with him for another 6 months because the Sharia court has said no. He said he's sorry. Those are the things, or the fact that you get raped, like in Morocco, and you have to then the court orders the girl to marry the rapist.
Great.
That's grape. Sorry, yeah, but yeah.
It's your channel.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I said the word cunt like 12 times, so I'm pretty sure I'm past the monetization problems.
Oh, is that the reason why? I thought it was a community guideline thing. I thought they just take videos down.
Nah, they don't know. It's monetization and also promotion in the algorithm. If you know, if you're clean, so you get better promotions. I get shadow banned left, right, and center. So I'm shadow banned. I can never be monetized, as we all have already got covered. So I'm pretty clean on the. I've got smooth sailing towards any degenerate shit I want to say. But anyway, grape. But yeah, they made a woman marry her rapist in Morocco. This happens. So when I said to Jordan, you are a tourist in Islam. I live here. This is the soup I swim in. This is the life I've lived for a decade in Iran, and ever since I came out of Iran, all my relatives and all my family are involved in that crap. So you're a tourist. We're the residents. We know what the hell goes on. We see it day in and day out. We see it affecting our families. We see it affecting our lives all the time. So I'm not going to take Islam from a person who's never really lived Islam. You've had this quasi-liberal society in which you've superimposed your little flavor of Islam over it, and you pretend that you're cosplaying a Muslim. Essentially, this is what I think these converts are. They're cosplaying Muslims.
Unfortunately, I have to play devil's advocate. The idea of marrying your rapist is also in Christianity, I believe.
But so what? That's a whataboutism. That's
I know, but it's just to say that.
I mean, there's stories in the Old Testament that, I don't know, one of the kings or whoever, someone married like a 3-year-old. There's stories of Solomon having, I don't know, 100 wives or something. I forgot. There's all of those things. I'm not saying the Bible is exempt from some of the terrible things that are in it, but the Bible isn't the core guidance for secular societies. They've moved on from those things. They've started to
whereas in the societies there is still being led by these doctrines.
Well, Muslim societies, Muslim societies built their courts around Sharia. They don't, in Iraq. You know, when Iraq was liberated by the Americans and supposedly become supposed to be a free country. Yeah, you know what I mean. They wrote Sharia into their constitution. They were given a chance to have an American-style constitution written. They put Sharia into that, so that they're governed with Sharia, or under Sharia, or with the principles of Sharia. I'm not exactly sure where Sharia will fit in, but that's what the Muslims want.
What does Sharia essentially
mean? The law. Sharia means law. That's it. I mean, if you spoke Arabic, you would just say Sharia. When people say Sharia law, it's insane to me because they're literally saying law. Like Sharia law. You're being ruled by laws. So yeah, Sharia is the law, is the judicial arm of Islam.
But it's different for each Islamic country. They run their own version of it, right?
Yes and no. Yeah, I mean they have their own flavor to it. It's like Linux. If we're getting geek, since this is meant to be a needy geeky thing, it's a
one's
Linux.
Mint, one's Paro, one's Kali.
Exactly. You got Mint, you got Ubuntu, you got Red Hat, but they're all, the core is still Unix. It's Unix core or kernels, but Linux derivatives, Linux derivatives over it. So yeah, the core is still Islam and Islamic Sharia understanding of the Islamic jurisprudence, but they have their own little twist to it. So they'll put their own little flavors on it. The Iranians have a Shia twist to it. The Saudis will have their own version of it. The Emiratis. Sorry?
Do Sufis have a version of it, or do they stay away from that?
I'm not entirely sure, but I don't.
They're more about mystical stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But the thing is, I don't know if Sufis actually run. I don't think there is an Islamic country that actually is dominated by Sufi Islam, and that actually is the ruling government. I think I don't know, but my understanding is Sufis are in Turkey and spread around different places, but they're not the ruling body of the countries that they exist in. So I don't know how much influence they would have over the governance of that country. So Turkey, for example, now Erdogan is trying to squeeze Islam trying to bring Islam more into the government, but Ataturk, who was the original, king or the emperor of the Ottoman Empire, he worked tooth and nail to separate Islam from the governance of Turkey. He, in fact, changed the lettering, the writing of Turkish language from Arabic-based to Latin-based. That's why Turkish, Turkish people used to write exactly like Iranians and Arabs. It was the same alphabet, but Ataturk changed the alphabet of the country to a Roman Latin-based alphabet, so that
to create more separation between him.
First of all, they wanted the separation between the Muslim Arabs and Turkey, and he wanted a secular country, and he forbade women for any Islamic influence over the running of Turkey. And also at one point, from what I understand, they even banned hijabs. They were pulling hijabs off women's heads. Yeah, I mean sometimes it goes a bit crazy. It goes a little bit too much.
Extreme. Yeah,
but unfortunately, that's something. I mean, the funny thing is, beginning to see the remnants of that in France and other places as well, where now, in order to establish themselves as a secular nation, they're banning hijabs or niqabs and things like that.
I actually had this conversation recently at Speaker's Corner, because you don't want a country to say you are forced to wear a hijab, but you also don't want a country to go, you are forced not to wear a hijab. They're two sides of the same coin, essentially, then.
The problem is Islam is not an ideology that plays well with others. It just doesn't. It wants to dominate, and it wants to not only dominate, it wants to absorb. It doesn't. You see, there's a guy. I can't find the clip. I wish I could find it. He's an Indian, knowledgeable, I don't know, professor or whatever. He was describing different cultures and different societies, and he says certain societies will come into certain ideologies and will come into your society and integrate and melt into your society. So some aspects of that culture will be within your culture and becomes part of the fabric of your culture. But then there are certain ideologies who come in and consume your culture. They eat it up.
Like Deepak Chopra or something?
Maybe it was him. But yeah, it consumes the current the culture that it has entered. It doesn't melt into it. It doesn't become part of the fabric. It literally takes it over. And there's nothing of the previous culture left once they do that. Or there might be remnants, or how would I say shadows, echoes
Mm.
of the previous culture, but it becomes the dominant culture. And Islam
new.
is one of those cultures. Countries who have not become Islamic or Islamified or Arabized is very few now that Islam went into. Things like India, Persia or Iran, Indonesia, Malaysia. Those are very few countries that don't speak Arabic. But I mean, for example, with the case of Iran, we still use their alphabet, although we added more characters. Iranian alphabet has 36, and I think Arabic alphabet has like 33 characters. So we added a few characters, but generally, we don't speak their language, at least. But look at all the other places that Islam conquered and as fully Arabized: Iraq, Babylon, Assyria, Jordan, Libya, Egypt. Great empires like Egypt and Babylon, you know what I mean? These weren't like small fries. These were major empires at that time.
And did they always use force to take over?
I think with those nations they did mostly, but with, like they say famously, with Indonesia and Malaysia, they used trade. It was through trade, and those. But 100% Iran, because I've got a letter from Omar bin Khattab to the King Yazdar. Is Yazdar? Anyway, I forgot the name exactly. I've actually got it somewhere. He wrote a letter to the Persian king, Yazgard III, about the fact that we are going to come and introduce you to our God Islam, of Allah. And if you don't accept it, we will essentially take over your country. And the reply is awesome. It's, oh man, let me find it. Let me see if I can find it. Because the reply is devastating, and this letter still exists in the British Museum, but it's not on public display because of the feelings of people that it might harm. Of the king to Umar bin Khattab. Hold on. Here we go. Yazgard III. Yeah, the King Yazgard III. I can actually read it. I'll try and read it. I've read it before. I'm a terrible out loud reader, though, so I apologize because it's going to sound like crap.
Do you want me to put it on screen or anything?
Yeah,
or?
yeah. I'm sharing it now. If you wanna share it, this is. Let me show you. This is the actual letters Omar bin Khattab wrote. So you can see it. You can actually see the parchment. So this is the parchment of Omar bin Khattab, and this is the one Yazgard III wrote back. As you can see, this was a Persian language. This was Persian written language. Now we all write, Iranians write like this, the Arabic style. But this was the letter of Omar bin Khattab. Look, first of all, look at the size. It says, I do not foresee a good future for you and your nation, save your acceptance of my terms and submission to me. There was a time when your country ruled half the world, but now see how your sun has set. On all fronts, your enemies have been defeated. Your armies have been defeated, and your nation is condemned to extinction. I point out to you the path whereby you might escape this fate, namely that you begin worshipping the one God, the unique deity, the only God who created all that is. I bring you this message. Order your nation to cease. I bring you this message. Order your nation to cease the false worship of fire and join us, that they may join the truth. Worship Allah, the creator of the world. Worship Allah and accept Islam as the path of salvation. End now your polytheistic ways and become Muslim, that you may accept Allah, Allahu Akbar, and as your savior. This is the only way of securing your own survival and the peace of your Persians. You will do this if you know what is good for you and for your Persians. Submission is your only option. When Muslims tell you they're a religion of peace, give them this fucking letter. This is the letters.
I found it astounding that the first line, I do not foresee a good future for you and your nation, save your acceptance of my terms and your submittance or submission to me.
Yes.
So It's not just about submitting to God. No. You also got to submit to me. So that's
Exactly.
what it. The first line tells you what
Immediately.
they really want.
Exactly.
They want to conquer you. That's essentially all it is.
So this is Omar bin Khattab. That's why I consider him to be a cunt. Okay. This is the reply of Yazgard, the king of kings, king of Persia and beyond, Shah of many kingdoms, Shah and Shah of Persia, and Yazgard III. In the name of Ahura Mazda, the creator of life and wisdom. In your letter, you summon us Persians to your God, who you call Allahu Akbar. And because of your barbarity and ignorance, without knowing who we are and whom we worship, you demand that we seek out your God and become worshippers of Allahu Akbar. How strange that you occupy the seat of the Arab Caliph, but are as ignorant as a desert roaming Arab. You admonish me to become monotheistic in faith. Ignorant man, that for thousands of years we Persians in this land of culture and art been monotheistic, and 5 times a day we have offered prayers to the God's throne of Onassis, while we laid the foundations of philosophy and righteousness and kindness in this world, and we held high the ensigns of good thoughts, because this is like a Persian saying, good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. Yeah. You and your ancestors were desert wanderers who ate snakes and lizards. This is what Iranians always say to the Arabs, you lizard eaters. Ate snakes and lizards and buried your innocent daughters alive. This was a practice that Arabs used to bury their daughters because they wanted sons.
Thought so. Yeah.
You Arabs who have no regard for God's creatures, you mercilessly put people to the sword. You mistreat your women. You attack caravans and are highway robbers who commit murder, who kidnap women and spouses. How dare you presume to teach us who are above these evils to worship God? You tell me to cease the worship of fire and to worship God instead. To us Persians, the light of fire is reminiscence of the light of God. The radiance of the sun, like warmth of the fire, exuberates our hearts, and the pleasant warmth of it brings our heart and spirit closer together. That we may be philanthropic, kind. That we may be philanthropic, kind, and considerate. That gentleness and forgiveness may become our way of life, and that thereby the light of God may keep shining in our hearts. Our God is the great Ahura Mazda. Strange it is that you too have now decided to give God a name, and you call God by the name of Allahu Akbar. But we are nothing like you. We in the name of Ahura Mazda practice compassion and love and goodness and righteousness and forgiveness and care for the dispossessed, and the unfortunate. But you, in the name of Allahu Akbar, commit murder, create misery, and subject others to suffering. Tell me truly, who is to blame for your misdeeds? Your God, who orders genocide, plunder, and destruction, or you, who do these things in God's name, or both? You who have spent all your days in brutality and barbarity, have now come out of your desolate desert, resolved to teach by the blade and by conquest the worship of God to a people who have for thousands of years been civilized and have relied on culture and knowledge and art as mighty edifices. Mm-hmm. Sorry, it's taking me a while. I'm getting through it. What have you, in the name of Allahu Akbar, taught these armies of Islam besides destruction and pillage and murder, that you now presume to summon others to your God? Today, my people's fortunes have changed. Their armies, who were subjects of Allah, Ahura Mazda, have now been defeated by the Arab armies of Allahu Akbar. And they are being forced at the point of the sword to convert to the God by the name of Allahu Akbar, and are forced to offer God prayers 5 times a day, but now in Arabic, since apparently your Allahu Akbar only understands Arabic. I advise you to return to your lizard-infested deserts. Do not let loose upon our cities your cruel barbarous Arabs who are like rabid animals. Refrain from the murder of my people. Refrain from pillaging my people. Refrain from kidnapping our daughters in the name of your Allahu Akbar. Refrain from these crimes and evils. We Persians are a forgiving people and kind and well-meaning people. Wherever we go, we sow the seeds of goodness, amity, and righteousness, and this is why we have the capacity to overlook the crimes and the misdeeds of your Arabs. Stay in your deserts with your Allahu Akbar and do not approach our cities. For horrid is your belief and brutish is your conduct.
Wow.
This is a contemporary of Omar bin Khattab. This is a guy who said this 1,500 years ago.
Yeah, do you know what? I wish I'd known this before. I wouldn't have wasted so much time talking to the Muslims trying to convince them that they're doing everything wrong. Apparently they've known for 1,500 years. This guy sums up everything beautifully.
Yeah. This is the thing. This wasn't some guy who's like, in 20th century or 21st century. No, this was a man of the same time, the same period as Muhammad. It was in the same sort of roughly the same period. I mean, it was after, I think, Muhammad's death, because Omar bin Khattab took over. Actually, I don't know if it was Omar. I think he was the first caliph, but it might have been the second or third. I forgot exactly the successions. But it was in that period. It was in the same time and period as Muhammad's time and period. It wasn't that far off.
So what happened to this? Do they still attack? Or
of course, they attacked. They killed and pillaged and made us into freaking Shia Muslims. What do you think Iran is suffering from now? But why do you see? I hope now, and you and the audience, because I say I read this from time to time, but it's been a while, understand why we Iranians, especially those who see ourselves as Persians, despise the Arabs. Mm-hmm. This goes back a long time. Our if you like, what's the word? I can't use. I forgot the word. Our not hatred, but sort of vile or just generally, the fact that we don't like the Arabs. Disdain, exactly. But disdain for the Arabs of the Arabian Peninsula. Don't mistake this for Iraqis and Syrians and Libyans and Egyptians. We don't have that relationship with them, although they worship the Arabs of Arabia and they kiss their ass all the time. So that's where we get sometimes conflicts between the Iranians and Arabized people. But we despise the Arabs, the Gulf Arabs, the Yemenis, the Omanis, because these were the assholes who came and took our lands and forced us into. And that's just the thing. This is a letter from the man of that time telling people you converted our people by force. So when Muslims come and tell you, no, we never convert, no Muslim army ever converted anyone by force. Like, the dude wrote it to you. He wrote at the time telling your dumbasses.
One of my first few times at Speaker's Corner was literally about this. I said to one of the Muslims, I was like, those Muslims who used to force people to convert by sword? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, so you know about them? He's like, yeah. And he's like, so do you think they were real Muslims or fake Muslims? He goes, no, they were real Muslims.
There you go.
So you agreeing that it's okay to do this? He's like,
yeah.
Silent. I was like, no, you have to say something. Do you agree that it's fine for them to do this or not? He's like, oh, no.
Crickets.
It's not allowed. But I was like, so then they're not real Muslims? Like, no, they're still real Muslims.
What do you mean not allowed? Omar bin Khattab's own letter says it. That's what they're going to do to you. They're literally threatening you to convert. And you're telling me that, oh, no, it's not allowed. Of course it's allowed. If Omar bin Khattab, I will wager £1,000 on any idiot Muslim in the 21st century to know Islam better than Omar bin Khattab. I'm putting my money on him knowing Islam better than them.
I'm hoping that I can look into this one day, but I think, like always, it's a misunderstanding of the text. That's why I always come back down to, I think I blame the person rather than the text, because anyone could apply a text in a way that suits their own needs. But if they're looking at it authentically and trying to look for, like, what's his face, the guy who sent this letter back to him, who's talking about righteousness and trying to live in a peaceful way and forgiveness, if they were to read the text, they may end up coming out with something else.
I mean, it's entirely up to you, because this was kind of your stream, but it's kind of my stream, but it's weird. But I'm still going to give it to your thing. There's a guy called the New UG who was a Buddhist gentleman who was at the park.
Oh, yeah,
he wants to jump on the stream. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, it's all good. It's not about me.
Awesome. Okay, that's cool. That's cool, because I didn't, obviously I didn't know what you wanted to.
Before he jumps on though, there was some other nerdy thing I wanted to mention quickly. Another TV show you should watch. It's called Final Space.
Final Space. Let me.
Yeah, it's a cartoon. You don't mind cartoons, do you?
I love
cartoons.
I watch all the anime. I mean, not all the animes. I have to say, I'm not into the Naruto's and the Avatars and stuff like that. I mostly watch. I mean, dude, as I said, I'm old. Look, you know my anime. Big up Oliver. My anime. When I go back to anime, I'm talking Akira, Ghost in the Shell, Fist of the North Star. Mm-hmm. I don't know even if you people were born when those films came out.
I think Akira came out before I was born, but the rest I think they're great movies, but unfortunately
that's where I go. That's why.
Dragon Ball Z?
Sorry?
Dragon Ball Z?
No, I was a full-time employee when Dragon Ball Z came out. I had responsibilities and shit. I was in fact running my own business at that time. But How old are you? I am old. I'm just telling you, I am old. You ever watch the Interview with a Vampire? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. That level of old. You ever watch Highlander? Yeah, I've got memories of people that bottled wine for the first time. I saw Jesus pass the wine glass around. I poured a little whiskey in it. But Francis doesn't know this. How are you, Ollie? How are you, mate?
I'm good.
I'm sorry I didn't see the message sooner. I just noticed it on my phone like a second ago, so that's why.
That's cool. I heard your letter. I've got one that's 10 times better than that, mate.
Oh my God, go for it. Read it.
From the Sultan Mehmed. As the Sultan, son of Muhammad, brother of the sun and moon, grandson and viceroy of God, ruler of the kingdoms of Macedonia, Babylonia, Jerusalem, Upper and Lower Egypt, emperor of emperors, sovereign of sovereigns, extraordinary knight, never defeated, steadfast guardian of the tomb of Jesus Christ, trustee chosen by God himself, the hope and comfort of Muslims, confounder and great defender of Christians, I command you, the Zaporogian Cossacks, to submit to me voluntarily without any resistance and to desist from troubling me with your attacks. So this was a Muslim commanding some Cossacks to basically fuck off.
Well, they were going to come in, and then what did the Cossacks respond?
Oh, yes.
Oh, let's please read that.
O Sultan, Turkish devil and damned devil's kith and kin, secretary to Lucifer himself, what the devil kind of knight art thou? Thou canst not slay a hedgehog with your naked arse. The devil shits and your army eats. Thou shalt not, thou son of a whore, make subjects of Christian sons. We have no fear of your army. By land and by sea we will battle with thee. Fuck thy mother, thou
Oh my God! Oh my God, they said...
Brewer of Jerusalem, goat fucker of Alexandria, swine herder of Greater and Lesser Egypt, pig of Armenia, Polydonian thief, calamite of Targary, hangman of the Cammonites, and fool of all the world and underworld, an idiot before God, grandson of the serpent, and the crick in our dick. Pig snout, mare's arse, slaughterhouse cur, unchristian brow, screw thine own mother, so the Zapharithians declare you lowlife. You won't.
Oh, the Cossacks are classic. This is like some kind of Twitter war.
I will conclude, for we don't know the date and don't own a calendar. The moon's in the sky, the year with our Lord, the day of the same over here as it is over there. For this kiss our arse.
Wow.
You see, they're trying to ban shit talking on the internet because it hurts people's feelings. People were shit talking like this like 1,000 years ago. I'm not sure what the age of this letter is, but this is to the Turkish armies, by the way. Mehmet is I believe this is the Ottomans, right? Yeah. Please send me that link. I have to put it in my collection. That is that is awesome. That is like the greatest. Yeah, in the side chat, main chat, wherever you put it, just put it there. Actually, say something in my chat, and I'll make you an admin so you can post it there.
I just came to share that because it's the best letter of all.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. I wasn't sure that the Cossacks were going to be that eloquent in their in their response. I swear, I thought they're going to write like 2 letters like "fuck off," because the Cossacks they're vicious fighters. You have no idea. The Cossacks are just like Mongolians, crazy fighters.
I'm surprised how similar those words are to what we use nowadays. It's like same insults, same kind of like.
Yeah, your mother. Wow. He threw in your mother insult. He threw in your mother, you goat fuckers. I mean, that's literally what I say to most Muslims most of the time on this channel. But that was fantastic. Oh, sorry, Ollie. Do you see where you can post the link? Or
yeah, I'll find it.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, the insults are pretty much the same as now. I mean, it's not. It's goat fucker.
And all the points from your letter are valid. And all the insults from his are valid.
The insults were awesome, though. I mean, this would have been a lot later on in Islamic history, though, because this is Turkey. This is the Ottoman Empire period. So this is a much, much more, you could say, even historically recent compared to the one I've got, because that one was from the original sort of caliphs, and they were coming out of the desert. Whilst this is later on down the road, but no less more interesting and just awesome. Just an awesome letter of fuck you. It's
the crick in our dick.
The crick in our dick. It's just so good. It's so freaking good. Historical letter sent to Ottomans. That the Cossacks trailer is based on looks like a copy and paste. Okay, but thank you, Mr. Ollie. I'm putting this in my Islam folder because that's where my favorite stuff goes regarding Islam. You see, but the thing is, when Muslims are trying to give you this whitewashed, watered down bullshit of their history, and then there are letters like this showing you what they did, where they went, and how they threatened people, and then afterwards follow through with those threats and killed and pillaged and raped. And then they go, oh, but it's a religion of peace. We went around just hugging everyone. we were sending out love emojis in our letters just before we went in to slaughter them. I mean, come on. Don't bullshit.
They ran to us. They begged us to convert them.
Yes. Some of them, they're like, they I swear the fucking Muslims have told me the Persians wanted us to come. They were decadent and their societies were ruined. They welcomed us with open arms. Oh, was it the same as when America said that they were going to be welcomed with open arms when they go to Iraq and Afghanistan? Is that the same, that kind of welcome? when they're hurling shoes at George W. Bush, was that kind of welcome?
I've noticed this. Usually, any power that goes to invade typically says that, because I know the British said that about India. I'm sure that the Americans may have said that about the Native Americans. Oh, they told us to come help them. They were living in little huts. We gave them technology. We gave them clothes and all these things that they didn't have before. They were happy we were there.
The thing is, this is where I have issues with like on the balance, because sometimes, yes, certain empires did actually leave. At least when they left their benefits behind, like the Romans with the roads and the bathhouses and some infrastructure. The
British couldn't
British,
take it with them.
but that's the thing. What they took obviously was far more than what they left behind. It's just that some of the things they left behind happen to be useful and happen to have pushed that society a little bit further forward. But overall, no, nobody's happy with colonizers and conquerors. No. Nobody is. Nobody. The natives of no land wants to be dominated by anyone else. I can never truly say that anyone, despite whatever good the remnants of that empire left, wants it. If you do it through trade and commerce, and I think this is what they discovered. I think in the later 20th century and now, is that you're far better off to have two nations. There's a thing. I mean, I don't know whether it's entirely true, but I saw this little article. No two countries that own a McDonald's have ever gone to war with each other, or at least that was true up until Ukraine, because then it broke that motto, because obviously Russia had McDonald's and so did Ukraine. But up until that, there were no nations that were essentially, when we say McDonald's, we mean trade. They had open trade with each other, because you become dependent on each other. You're like, oh shit, I need that thing from this guy. I can't really go and like kick his ass because he's doing a good job, and you don't need to, because the resources you wanted from that guy is working out anyway. You're doing a fair trade, and you're getting something, they're getting something. You don't need to kill and conquer them. It's working out. The whole thing is both. They say a rising tide lifts all boats. So we're all doing all right out of this. So let it be. And I think the Europeans, although it took 2 bloody world wars for them to figure it out, they figured it out eventually. And let's be honest, European history is just drowning in blood amongst themselves, the French and the Germans and the Swedes and the Belgium and so on and so forth. So it took a while. It took a while for these countries to get here. And that's why I'm not entirely kind of hurrying along the Middle Eastern nations, because I know, oh my God, he's actually got one of those sabers. It's a Cossack. That's a Cossack saber, right? Or of that region. I've seen these.
That's a good looking sword. I'm not gonna lie.
It is. It's beautiful. They're not actually cheap. They're really expensive. I've looked the price
Is it sharp though? Is it sharp though?
No, I don't get the sharp one.
Is that how you shave your head?
Yeah, that's. But yeah, no, I've seen these online. I mean, admittedly, the full tang sharpened ones, they're like meant to be battle ready, but they're not cheap. Those things to have a good quality sword, full tang, battle ready like that, or the scimitars, they're like hundreds of pounds. Oh wow! Oh, that's fencing. This is much more for fencing. The other one is more slashing and cutting. But there's actually a couple of really good movies that they do. The Duelist.
That's what I was trying to Google. I've seen that in a movie and I can't remember which one. What did
well,
Zorro
there is another movie. I think it's a Russian movie where they use literally that saber that he has that Ollie showed before, and that's got some of the best choreography of that kind of sword fighting. And then the Duelist has the classic, the sort of what do you call the foil? The foil and the sabers. Is it?
Yeah, it's a true story. That guy was like mental and was like, no, we're dueling. And then the other guy kept kind of like beating him and having to call it off. And he was like, no, we're doing it again.
Bloody hell. No, I didn't realize it was based on a true story. But some great fight scenes in that. Very, I mean, according to internet critics, very realistic. Sorry?
Ridley Scott film, isn't it?
Yes.
I love Ridley Scott.
Good film. And
what do you think of the new the blasphemy laws that are heading our way?
Well, are you talking about Islamophobia through Labour? Well, I mean, let's be honest. it was coming.
Which one of us do you think is going to get arrested first? Video or demand? My money's on demand.
Really?
Yeah.
I was really pushing the envelope. I thought I'd qualify pretty well, but yeah, it could be the man. I don't know. I mean, let's put it this way: when they did the Scottish one, the hate speech law in Scotland, that was just beta testing. It's expected to come to UK. It's just a matter of time. I said, and even though Hamza Yousaf is out, the law hasn't been revoked, or there's no U-turn on that because Labour agreed. I mean, it was Labour members who actually pushed it over the line anyway in Scotland. So Labour gets in. Yeah, we're going to get Islamophobia, hate speech laws in Britain for sure. And I think certain companies like Rumble will be banned because they're already banned in France because they won't capitulate. Yeah, Rumble is banned in France. If you go to France, you have to go over a VPN.
Rumble.
Yeah, you can't rumble. You can't rumble. They're rumbling in the streets, but you can't actually rumble online. Rumble is banned. And I think in Britain, we'll have Rumble, we'll have X banned for sure. Possibly Signal, because again, Signal won't capitulate to the British standards because they want to make Ofcom regulators of all of these platforms now on the internet. So if you have a platform on the internet, you're going to be regulated by Ofcom and Ofcom standards.
How are they going to manage that? That's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is that going to affect us as
so much
YouTubers?
content. How many
Absolutely.
hours of content is that? There's no way they're going to be able to watch it. They're going to have to get an AI to troll through it.
Well, but what it is that there's the law and then there's enforcement. So they'll pass the law, which will give them this massive, wide, overreaching permission to do anything, and then they'll just go after targeted individuals. They're not gonna, they probably won't even notice me and the man's, channel. We've got like 12 people watching. Nobody gives a shit. But if you do make some headway, if you do have thousands of people watching you, if you are a Tommy Robinson or a Katie Hopkins, that's when they'll come for you. They'll come for those people. These are not laws. You see, you can honestly say anything you want on the internet if no one gives a shit. It's. I've tested this multiple times. I mean, this channel is a testament to this. It's a testament to all of that.
You're a big test of this.
Yeah, but no,
one gives a shit. Look.
I actually, because Lawrence Fox posted a meme a few years ago about the pride flag and made it into a swastika. And I don't know whether it was just him or someone else created it, but he posted it. He got banned from Twitter for that. I posted the exact same thing, and no one's batted an eye. My channel has never even, my Twitter channel has never even got a warning. That post's still on there now. I mean, you've got to go back a few years, but it's still there. It's never changed. Nobody, because 5 people saw that when I posted it. I think it was like 1 person liked it. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit about what I post. So I can literally post whatever I want. I mean, you can post full-on porn on Twitter. Just there are actual porn stars with full-on porn on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff like that on YouTube where there's a guy like veting his own arsehole hair, and it's like, well, it's educational.
Wait a minute, he's eating it from his rectum or like
eating it. So he's basically like removing it with that cream.
Oh, he's putting Veet on his rectum, but the rectum is in full view.
Yeah, full view, cock balls, asshole, everything. Yeah, and he's like, "This is how you do
Son
this."
of a bitch!
Yeah, man.
I didn't realize. I have seen. Oh, by the way, it's a slight digression, but it is still Veet related. Have you guys read the comment sections of the Amazon Veet cream?
No,
It was a sensation a few years back. It's awesome. It's basically people who use the Veet cream for their cock and balls instead of for anal or other bodily parts. Yeah, I can't really. I would kill it if I just said it. So I will try to find it and I'll post it for you guys. You guys are much more better orators than me, so you can read it. But it is epic. It is epic. The comments are amazing. One of them says, "My cock and balls are still glowing red after about a week, and I can't seem to." I can't seem to get rid of this. It's still burning. I'm not joking. And one of them, literally, the title is "Do not use this for your cock and balls." Not recommended. Oh, Oh, it's epic. I'm shocked you guys don't know. I suppose it's a little bit old in the internet years because like 5 years is like 5 decades in internet years.
Was it like on a Russell Howard show by any chance?
I don't know. It might have been. There you go. You can literally when I typed Amazon Veet, the first option is Amazon Veet hair removal cream because it's the comment section of that under that hair removal cream. That's just epic. Let me see if I can find the comment section. Oh, it's beyond epic. It's unbelievably great. Where are you? Where are you? Come to me. Shit. The page is gone. No. Don't do this to me. I had it saved. I might be cream. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Keep yourself entertain yourself.
It's not because of you having this lull moment, but I am thinking about going because I've got work early in the morning.
Oh my goodness! Yes, you're very good. It is I've only got the one comment right now.
But you guys can keep going, obviously.
All right. Well, no. The thing is, though, if you leave, doesn't the StreamYard end? Or no, because it's not off. It's offline, isn't it? So you can just drop off, and it should still.
Yeah, it should still be there. Yeah. Would you have access to it? No. Can I give you permission?
No. It's fine. I don't really need anything specific. To be honest,
you're
right.
You're right. I can't leave without it.
You can't leave it without it ending. Okay, in that case, then let's wrap it up. We'll put a pin in the Veet because I don't have it ready anyway. In the Veet comment section.
We could do a whole stream on the Veet thing.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I've actually done it once before already. I read them out loud and I was crying. But trust me when I tell you it.
Were you doing it or were you crying? Were you?
I mean, it's almost like crying. Where is it? My balls are now like Patrick Stewart's head. That's like some of the titles. Pleasantly surprised. Normal gorilla gels, legs. Oh, gorilla legs. No, not that. Wow, I didn't expect it to work so well. No, these are not the ones. These are not. No. Okay, I will set this up. I will get all the good ones, put them in a pack, and then we'll do this on the next stream. So next stream, the Veet testicles and balls review. The Veet cream remover. A slight tingling. That is
followed by a 3rd degree burn.
Yeah, because I thought this hair removal cream. I bought this hair removal cream. It said it was suitable for the bikini area and sensitive skin. I had used hedge trimmers down below.
Speaking of hair, where's yours been purchased from?
I know. I hadn't used hedge trimmers down below in a while and thought that using this cream would be a quick and simple way to remove the forest without having to play shower gymnastics with a razor. So while I was enjoying a nice relaxing shower on a Tuesday night, I decided to try it. I lathered it on generously as the packing started to stated and stood freezing cold, dripping wet out of the water, waiting for it to work. I stood there a good 10 minutes, and the recommendation was 5 to 10 minutes. Use 5 to 10 minutes use. So I used the little spatula scraper and to remove the product. Unfortunately, very little hair came off. I double checked and the label and it said, "Don't say." The label. I double checked the label and it didn't say where not to use it twice in one go. So I lathered it on again and left it for another 10 minutes. I was getting a little agitated now, waiting for it to work. However, the 10 minutes passed and I got my handy dandy scraper out, and my God, did the hair came off. Clumps of it. I just slide off. It just slide off my skin. It was fantastic. I had a little chuckle to myself, wondering why I'd never thought of using this before. Then I carried on washing my hair and scraping my armpits before getting out of the shower. It was then that I felt a slight tingling down below. It was painful, or it wasn't painful or anything, but something was going on. I attributed it to a fact that I'd never used hair removal cream before. It must be normal. I ignored it.
Which sir is this?
Which sir is this? Yes. Okay, I ignored it. Now, as I was getting dressed, the tingling started to get worse, but still, I didn't think much of it. Then, about half an hour later, all of a sudden, I experienced a searing, burning pain like nothing I had ever felt before. It ripped through my clothes. I ripped my clothes off and had my looky look. My ear was swollen, triple this. Oh no, my what? My
rear.
My rear. Yes, my rear was swollen, triple the size, bright red. I'm not talking just irritated skin here. I'm talking like cherry tomato red. And it honestly looked like something had peeled a layer of skin off. It was awful. And so painful, however, painful. However, too embarrassed to tell anyone. I got some oh my God, what is this? Greme
Gremlins.
Gremlin, and lathered it on. Well, that was a mistake. The antibacterial agent didn't. It only served to burn even more, burn even worse. It was particularly. I was particularly crying as I was leaping around my bedroom in pain by this point. But then it got even worse. I went to pee and the urine touching the damaged area. Oh boy, it was a whole other level of pain. Eventually, after 24 hours of this, several ice packs, paracetamol, ibuprofen, having to sit in my birthday suit, and several other accommodations, it started to subside. Thankfully, I'd say it took a good 48 hours to fully go away. Whew. And now I suppose.
Was that all one?
Sorry?
Was that just one review?
Yeah, this is just one review. There's like dozens of them. I have to log in. I have to actually log in because Amazon is now not showing me anymore. But yeah,
so did Aisha write that for Mohammed, or did
I there is so many. Works exactly as, I mean, there was just amazing ones. Some people, I swear to God, they wrote like poetry. Good, but watch out. There it is. Cover the parts you want to keep out of touch with Vaseline first, or you will burn. There's don't worry. I will get the.
So is there a Chinese lady who's like sold most of her hair for your benefit?
Oh, are we talking about this?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. There's several young people in India or in China that actually had to sew this into. they're currently
a little bit bolder, but a little bit richer.
Yeah. Yep. If you see a bunch of kids looking like chemotherapy children with patches missing from their heads, yo.
I'll tell you what, mate. It's worth it. It's worth it.
To be honest, running my fingers through it feels bloody gorgeous. Now, don't get me wrong. I've put some leave-in conditioner in it so it keeps it moist, because obviously it doesn't have natural moisture. But I could shag myself right now. It's just so. It feels really nice having to. You know how many years it's been since I could do this. Let's put it this way: John Major was prime minister. Roughly speaking. Yeah, it's been a long time. This is actually all set up for a wedding that I'm going to in August. So
all arranged, is it?
Yes. Well, no, not mine. No, not my wedding. Somebody else's wedding.
You been to Thailand before?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Guys, I know the man has to go to bed. I actually have to go to bed as well. It's 11:30. Thank you, guys. It's been awesome.
No,
Let's
been
call
pleasure.
it. Let's do another one. And this time, Ollie, if you want to in on this, I'll message you on Discord as well. I didn't really know if you be honest, I didn't know if you wanted to even come on. But just let me know. Yeah, no, let me know. That was a great letter. That was the Cossacks know how to express themselves. They're the man. So yeah, thank you, guys and girls. Guys, I will drop off. Well, yeah, we're just gonna end it here, and I'll just play the outro music of my choice when I find it. Just a quick thing for everyone: go to DamansGoldenDragon, like and subscribe. Anyone that's still in the background there, thank you everyone for coming to the show. You guys have been awesome. I love you guys. Thank you, Ollie, for that wonderful edition. Hit that like button on your way out if you haven't already. And the songs that I play are from our very own Steve Barnes of Speaker's Corner. Used to be one of the permanent police officers. He is now a singing druid. His band is Willow Wolf, and the album is Children of the Sun. Go to Bandcamp, make it happen. Support your local druid songwriters. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying at this point. It's a fucking mess. Okay, I'm going to pick a song. This Country. I like that song. Okay, guys, it's already playing. Gentlemen, have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for everything, the man. Let's do this again, and hopefully we'll be a bit more prepared. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I hope I'll get my shit sorted out, and also we got to do the movie night at some point too.
Yes, hit me up, Ollie. We're gonna watch some videos or things on Discord. I mean, you're already on the man's Discord anyway, aren't you? So we'll do it on there, and you see it. So we'll arrange that between us. All right, gentlemen. Have a good evening. Ciao.
Yeah.
I like the fact that everyone wore sunglasses as well,
Yeah.
coming on the channel. I noticed that, by the way.
I realized afterwards, I put it on for a joke because you had yours on, and then I was like, do you know what, actually, it works so much better with all these bright lights.
Yes.
I'm like, do you know what, I'm going to start wearing sunglasses now.
I started, that was the reason, because the lighting I have here is actually a little bit too bright, and it gives me a bit of a headache after a long show.
We're still live, by the way, you know that.
I know. I've actually gone back again because we never ended. So yeah, I'm going to go back. All right. We're definitely ending it now. We're ending it now. Right now.
Right.
This is the last one. Anyway, peace, gentlemen. Take care. Oh. All right, guys. We're going to play out Willow Wolf. This is This Country.
This country is my home, and I've grown to love it. Of standing stones and monuments of old, you can feel the breath the ancestors are breathing in the ancient tales and the legends that are told. and the patient learned colors with a wheel. I know the years have passed and that I'm aging. In acceptance of change lies a calmness that I feel. The soul of the land is sleeping, waiting for us to make that choice. If you care to know your own soul is weakened, to become one with the land that's to rejoice. I can feel the air in the seasons that are changing, and the patient learned colors with the wheel. Humankind's conscience needs rearranging. The answer is stop and become still. This country is my home and I've grown to love it. Listen to your ancestors of old. Be still and you will find the answers in the stories and the legends that they've told.